Boxing TV.
Heavy Bag Boxing TV. That's my little bro.
Heavy Bag Boxing TV.
So what's up to my man Heavy Bag Boxing?
My boy at Heavy Bag Boxing TV.
Subscribe to Heavy Bag Boxing TV.
Get at my boy Heavy Bag Boxing TV.
Heavy Bag Boxing, all right? You heard it from me. You heard it here first.
Heavy Bags Boxing. Straight out of Norfolk, baby. Let's go.
What's up, y'all? Shout out to Heavy Bag Boxing TV.
Princeton 412 in the building. Shout out to my guy Tio, Heavy Bag Boxing TV. Get your bitch ass in here and hit this bag.
Just go ahead and subscribe to Heavy Bag Boxing TV because he be lit on his channel, no cap.
You are now watching Heavy Bag Boxing TV. Hit the bag.
Shout out to Heavy Bag Boxing TV. Get in here and hit the bag, baby.
You are tuned in to Heavy Bag Boxing. Get your and hit this bag, dude.
You tuning in to Heavy Bag TV. Make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to the channel.
Hey, yo. Get your dumb ass in here and hit this bag.
Shout out to Heavy Bag Boxing. It's the one and only Blair the Player. Woo!
Yo, what's up? It's your boy Zach, Super Jewel, 6-time champion world. I'm giving a big shout out to my home team, Heavy Bag TV. You heard? Keep it live.
This is Showtime Sean Porter. You are watching Heavy Bag Boxing.
Thank you for watching my dad on Heavy Bag TV.
He's one of a kind, man. You do not understand what we're dealing with.
Mama, there goes that man.
This nigga here, that nigga there.
What up, YouTube? Tio Heavy Bag TV. Oh, man, get your goofy ass in here. Oh, you some goofy niggas. Get your goofy ass in here and hit the bag. Oh, back like I never left. Late night, your boy was kind of wild, and I say, hey, man, good shit to talk about. Might as well go live. Thank you for joining me. If you are in the building, please do your mans a favor. Smash the like button. That's the least your sorry ass could do. Otherwise, you're a hater.
You are a hater.
Matter of fact, let me welcome you to the very place where hating is allowed. The Player Haters Ball.
Oh man, hey.
Poured a fast one tonight. Boy, I didn't put some tea in my son's sippy cup, nigga. All right, man. Usual suspects is in the chat, man. I appreciate that love. Again, if you're in here with your boy tonight, smash that like button. Appreciate that love. You see the topic. And this isn't for sure yet, right? But I am speculating since both say November. Now, if you guys can remember, we got the news of Brian Norman, Devin Haney. That's going down in November, according to the Ring. And I have the actual Turkey Ala Sheik John here where it says, in November, in Riyadh, Brian Norman will defend his welterweight title versus Devin Haney on a Riyadh season card. More exciting surprises to come. And when he said that, I never thought in a million years he would be talking about, of course, breaking news as of the other day with David Benvidez and Anthony Yarde also slated for November Riyadh card. That was breaking news from Turkey Ala Sheik. And it was off to the races because initially in my head, I was like, yo, that's a super dope card. Just those two fights alone. It looks like we could be getting Bam on that card as well. And the likes of maybe a Boots Ennis and a Virgil Ortiz. So this card potentially is fire. Right, this card looking like it could be crazy, but not written in stone just yet, right? But if it is, right, if it just so happens to go down with Benvidez, Yarde, Norman, Devin Haney, I was like, yo, who going to headline that card, right? Because listen, you got to give Brian Norman, all of the credit in the world for what he's been able to do over his last few fights, right? And it's the monster. It's David Benvidez. I don't care when you screaming the monster name. I'm excited. Like I've said several times on my platform, probably over the last 4 or 5 years, that's been my favorite guy to watch. Right? Just keeping it a bean. The Mexican monster. Who do you know that big with that kind of hand speed? And he's bringing that Mexican style at that size. I love it. Right? For sure. Super dope style. That's just exciting. So it's like, damn, what if you get a Ramirez type of performance from Devin Haney, which could slow the pace of the Norman fight? And you're like, damn, and David Benvidez is co-main, and that Yarde fight is crazy action-packed. The fight previous, wouldn't you kind of want to make that action-packed fight that you anticipating that David Benvidez seems to always deliver? Wouldn't you want to make that the last fight on the card? Definitely want to know y'all thoughts. Matter of fact, let me put up the number just in case y'all want to call in and holler at your boy. Hopefully we can get that going nice and smooth tonight. Also, I'm gonna throw the chat. I'm gonna put the link in the chat just in case a few of y'all want to come up and hang out with your boy. We're gonna try and keep the panel kind of light, man. Just in case. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Let's see if it let me. Okay, there we go. I think. Yeah, there we go. Got you. I think I gotta delete this shit. There we go. Yeah, Sersky. And again, man, make sure you smash that like button for your boy, man. If you're in here, we got 15 of y'all in here already. And if you're in Twitter, man, make sure you hit the like button on Twitter. And if you haven't subscribed, make sure you come subscribe. Shout out my guy Adam DJ, Mark Wynn in the chat. Flawless. What's up, man? It's past your bedtime. What you doing up? Shout out Flawless Mentality in a building. My go-to guy for spiritual elevation for sure. Keeping your man straight. Hopefully we got some new content too, Flawless. Jab Queen in the building. What's up? What's happening? What's happening? Round one. What up, boy? Adam in the building. Good to see everybody, man. All right, link is in the chat just in case you want to hang out with your boy for a little bit. The number's up to 757-349-6242. Would love to hear your thoughts. And again, listen, I'm gonna say it, and I know it's not gonna be the popular, opinion. I don't think it's gonna be the popular opinion. But I wouldn't mind Benvidez cleaning batting cleanup on this one. Yeah. Because I'm just not so sure what kind of Devin Haney we gonna get, bro. If we get the Ramirez Devin Haney, he might slow that shit down. And as good as I think Brian Norman is, it's gonna be like, it's you catching chickens. Shout out, what's your boy Tim Bradley? You catching chickens, man. You're going to be having to cut off the ring. He might not be so willing to engage. And if you thought Ryan Garcia had a left hook, or if you thought Ramirez had some power, you're talking about his very first fight officially at 47. Now, I know everything over 140 to 47 is considered welterweight, but this is his very first official fight at 47, right? And you're in there with a true 47-pounder who can bang. All right, who's got some serious power for sure. So I'm expecting that super timid, happy feet Dev, bottom line. That's what I'm expecting. That can slow the fight down, and that could, let's keep it a bean. It could make it a snooze fest. But on the other hand, you got Benvidez, who at 75 in his debut versus Vosdik front foot, he didn't mind. Morrell, front foot, he don't mind. And now, in my opinion, the largest 75-pounder he's fought or will face, Anthony Yarde. I just believe he's going to be front foot, coming punches and bunches, the same old David Benvidez that you used to. All right, let me bring up some of my Aussie family waiting backstage. We got DJ Mark Wynn in the building. What's up, guys?
G'day, mate. How you going?
How are you, Heavy?
DJ?
Thank you, guys. First, let me say this
Mark,
real quick.
I'll let you go first, Mark.
Hold on real quick, guys.
I'm just hanging on.
Yeah, a couple of my man, I can't remember when it's been. I know it's been a few years now. I want to say thank you guys, man, for the Aussie support. Who these two guys have been supporting me for so long now, man. I just wanted to take a minute just to give you guys your flowers and say thank you for supporting me this long and you know, just being a part of the channel and being a part of the family, man. So thank you guys.
I stopped supporting you, Heavy, when you turned into an Aussie hater. Man, you ain't hating on the Aussies for the last 6 months. So
am I a hater, man?
You go to hell. Yeah, you're a secret hater.
Yeah,
you're right. I don't know about you being a hater, but you know, if you say something we don't agree with, we're going to tell you all about it. So,
and I appreciate that, Mark, for sure.
We'll just keep that going.
For sure. Get it off your chest, though, Mark. What's on your mind?
Not much. It's Sunday afternoon here, just about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So I'm just started exercising. So I saw you were going to go live, so I thought, fuck, I've got nothing else to do.
Yeah.
So
this Riyadh card, man. This shit looks big, man.
It looks
Turkey
good.
said look
Looks
for more
good.
surprises. Now you got Benvidez that's potentially on the card, Boots potentially on the card, Bam potentially on the card. And you know, the question is going to be who's going to headline this card.
Abdullah Mason for his title fight.
Abdullah Mason could end up on this card.
I don't know.
So
for me, you have to be the best fight. The best fights there is the fight there is Norman and Haney. In my opinion. Yeah. For me,
so Mark, you believe Norman Haney probably should be headlining that card?
For sure. Definitely. Yeah. I don't see. I mean, Benvidez. There's no interest in that for me.
If that's the original headline, like if they've made that fight first, that should be the main event, right? And then everyone else that's approached after that, part of that conversation would be, you know, fight this person for this title or whatever it is on the undercard. So, and look, I don't think the order of any of those fights actually changes the outcome of the fight. I mean, that's the reality. And is the pay-per-view price going to change, whether it's a Norman Haney or a Benvidez Yarde? Probably not, right?
No.
So,
hell no.
I think for most fans, you'd watch any one of those 4 or 5 major fights on its own anyway.
Yeah, there's some good fights on there for sure. No, the order of it wouldn't affect the outcomes, but the thing I saw on the Ring Magazine YouTube page the other day was like a poster, but it did have Benvidez and Wardley. Was it Wardley? No, Yarde.
Yarde.
Benvidez and Yarde. Yeah, whatever his fucking name is. It had them pictured first, and then underneath that was then there was Norman and Haney, and then I forget who it was after that. But yeah, I thought, maybe they're going to put him. I don't know.
Look, I think they're just showing out Benvidez before something bigger comes available for him. You know, whether it's Bivol, Benvidez, Canelo. No, I don't care.
Don't bother me which fucking order it's in, but just put it at a decent time for me. I don't want to be getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Well, you kind of saw how Shakur felt a little salty, right? Or maybe even insulted the way he worded it, right? The language he used when they announced that Berlanga and Shiraz was going to be the headliner. So for the fighters, I think it's important. It's a little bit important for them, right? And it may even determine maybe a extra digit or two. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Let me tell you how silly that might be for fighters. Just in my opinion here, Heavy.
Go ahead.
So, and I'm just going to pick random numbers, right? I'm not suggesting that they're accurate, but just to actually land the plane here. So imagine Shakur headlines a card where he's the main draw against Zepeda, right? So that's next weekend, right? So his pay-per-view numbers to date allow him to actually go into contract negotiations with his opponents, right? So say round figures, his last one did 50,000 pay-per-views, just round figures, right? And he draws 60,000 pay-per-views for the Zepeda fight. You throw Belenga on there, right? Whether he's on the undercard or not, and all of a sudden you're drawing 100,000 pay-per-views, they're numbers that he can use in the next negotiation. So it's an ego thing.
Right. Yeah. I mean, yeah. What else is it gonna be? What else is it gonna be?
But if your check isn't changing, who cares about your ego?
I don't know. I don't know if
a lot of them boxers care about their ego. Man.
Yeah, go ask 913. It's tattooed on my brain. 913, if you're listening, this is just for you. Boxers have fragile egos.
They do. They do. And listen, sometimes it makes a difference for them. It's important for them. So let me ask you that, DJ, because I don't think you really gave an answer to who you believe should be headlining this card. So that's the question. Who do you think should be headlining this card and why?
Look, the first fight, well, for me, that appears to be made was the Haney Norman, right? So I think that it should be the headline. Every other fight after that, on that card, on that date, is secondary. So, Haney Norman, they headline it.
But they announced the monster being on that card too, though.
Yeah, but look, let me just think about the numbers. Like casuals, hardcores, whatever you want to call them, know more about Devin Haney than they do Benvidez. That's just reality. Like, love him, hate him, whatever you think about him, right? Haney actually has a bigger name for good or bad reasons than Benvidez does.
Yeah, but
nobody knows Yarde unless you've actually look at boxing every second week, right? Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
so,
but I think I just yesterday I read or saw that Turkey said I must have seen it or read it. Sorry, that Turkey's come out and said that Bivol and Benvidez can have their trilogy fight in Russia.
Well, it's been delayed.
So they're going to delay it. Yeah, they're going to delay it so they can organise to have it in Russia because they're both Russian, so that's fair enough. But he said the consequence of that was that the winner had to face Benvidez. So maybe he wants to put Benvidez as the headline of this card to boost his profile, whatever.
Yeah, well,
for the possible fight with one of those two,
Yeah, they stripped Bivol, the WBC, so they elevated David. He's the full WBC light heavyweight champion now, and it only makes sense because you just, if I'm not mistaken, you just said that Turkey said the winner of the trilogy's got to fight Benvidez, right?
Well, that was the consequence. If they wanted to have their trilogy fight in Russia, then the winner of it has to face Benvidez the next fight. So, I mean, if they decide to have it somewhere else, like in Riyadh, then maybe that stipulation's not there. But that's what was written that I read.
So I don't know better than that, Mark. The only thing that I would, for me personally, I pause on is Turkey's too quick to talk before deals are done and results are actually, you know, in. You know, like to be promising Bam.
Yeah, but at least he's consistent with it. He does it all the time.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
it's not a turkey card unless someone falls ill and gets injured and pulls out late.
There you go with the bullshit. Shout out my nigga Turkey, man. Like I keep telling everybody, Turkey just a nigga with some money, man. Yeah, that's like my guy Charlie Baltimore over here, or I don't know if that's a female or not.
No one likes
him. Announcing fights down the line for fighters that is, got a fight in front of them in a month or whatever. It leads to trouble. I mean, look at Haney. I mean, half the reason he probably ran in that fight, apart from being a little bit scared of a left hook fucking hitting him again in that fight with, in the middle of New York there. He
exactly
the other half of the reason might have been that he was trying to, make sure he won but didn't take any damage because he's got a rematch with Ryan coming up, possibly, which didn't turn out. But that, you put things like that in front of fighters, they're going to start being cautious with the fight they got coming up so they can make it to the second one. But I mean, you've got to win, but you don't want to take any damage. So I mean, I like it because you get to hear about it, but I don't think it's any good for the boxers themselves.
I think that's why he specified no more Tom and Jerry, and he was only willing to support fighters who was going to leave it all in the ring, right? So I think he wants to continue the way he's been doing the business, and I think he will because listen, he's got all of the money. Who's going to tell him what the fuck to do? But I think he specified that, and
I'll sell him heavy. I'll have no problem.
Devin Haney wants to continue these kind of paydays. If he wants to continue to be in the good graces of Turkey Al-Sheikh, he'll take heed. He'll listen, because if not, then the money drives up. What do you do then? Right? So, I mean, take heed or don't.
Yeah, but stop announcing these other fights further down the track. If you win this, you can have this, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? I don't care what anybody says. That's going to start it is affecting what boxers think and do and how they go about things.
Yeah. But I think, and to steer the ship back a little bit, adding David Benvidez to the card for me, and maybe it's just me, and maybe I'm just a big David Benvidez fan, but am I the only one that finds the way he fights extremely exciting, bro? Like nobody's like,
you are the only one.
The way this motherfucker fight it's
man
exciting,
at 68. At 68, I would agree with you, but at 75, the jury's still out for me.
I mean, but what has he changed up at 75? Nothing.
Yeah,
his knockout and dominance record.
Yeah, but his style hasn't changed. It's still a nice style, but like DJ's saying, he's up against bigger fellas now, so that his punches aren't doing as much damage as they were at 68. Facts. But I mean, that's natural. That's natural. That's going to be for anybody, really.
That's the scary part for me for David. That's the part I worry about.
How many fights has been? He's only had 2 fights at 75.
Yeah, that's it. Vostik and Morel.
Yeah,
just 2.
There you go. So he's still really getting acclimatized to it, and,
Yeah. And now you got Anthony Yarde, who's definitely bigger than Morel, which to me, Morel filled out really well at 75. This is definitely where he belongs. Vostik's a huge 75 guy. He definitely came in over 200 pounds when he fought David Benvidez. And it was bee stings, right? It appeared that David beat up Morel, but if you looked at David's face at the end of the fight, you could tell he had been in a fight. And now you throw Anthony Yarde in there, whose only notable losses, he's only got 3 coming to, of course, Kovalev, Better BF gets him, and then Lyndon Arthur catches him, right? So only three losses to arguably 3 of the best in the weight division, but it's just a big boy, right? Built like a tank. And David Benvidez shots are probably going to be more or less like bee stings, like they kind of was to Vostik, right? Like he pummeled and beat on Vostik, and it just seemed like he never felt anything. And I think it's going to be the same thing for Anthony Yarde.
This a big boy,
right?
But the thing with Yarde is he's all muscly and looks good and whatnot, but that takes a lot of oxygen, and by round 7, if he hasn't got you out of there, I mean, Benvidez can go 12, so he could just run over the top of him in the end, because that bloke runs out of steam not pretty quickly, but he gets seven rounds in, he's starting to weary.
Oh yeah, and they got to understand that they're gonna be coming in against somebody with a motor, so hopefully their conditioning is right. But it's the fear factor there for me. It's the fact that Anthony Yarde, with the 88% knockout ratio, could come in there. He's a true big ass 75-pounder and land one clean, good shot on David Benvidez within those first 3 or 4 rounds where he's full. His energy's all the way full. Shout out Casino. What up, boy? Gil Coles, what up? What up? Charlie Baltimore, what up? Come in there in those first few rounds and land something big and set Benvidez ass down, right?
Yeah.
So I'm saying these things to add the intrigue that this matchup could be exciting. This matchup could steal the show, right? And when you got these big cards, you want to end the card on a high note. Whereas I just feel like the Devin Haney Brian Norman fight, or vice versa, could, that could be an intermission fight, bro. Anybody feel like that could end up being an intermission fight?
But just
it could be. Depends on Haney.
Right. That's the biggest factor. You have Ramirez performance, and now you in there again with a real puncher at true 47-pounder, a true 47-pounder.
Any boxing match, or most boxing matches, shouldn't be intrigued. That should be expected. If they match them up right, you want a good hit or a flush hit to actually stop the fight. That's the game. You shouldn't be worried about that. Now, for me, Turkey's not bringing Benvidez across the Riyadh season to see him get beat. You just saw a snippet of what he was saying about Shiraz and Zapata. I hope they don't fucking fuck up the bag, essentially, for his future plans. So I think Benvidez is there to position him for what comes after.
I don't believe that about Turkey. I believe, to be honest,
he just showed you, Heavy. He just showed you that he doesn't.
Shit.
Man, of course he gives a shit. He's told you he gives a shit next weekend. Doesn't want Zapata to upset the apple cart, and doesn't want Shiraz to upset the apple cart.
Oh, he definitely wants. What you mean? Like, is Shiraz the favorite? Berlanga's the favorite in that fight, right?
I don't think it makes any difference. I mean, he didn't want Rolly to fuck up the bag with fucking Ryan last fucking in New York there, and that clearly happened. So
yeah, I don't think. Listen, he's not a traditional promoter. He's not a traditional advisor. I don't think he gives a fuck, man. I think if Yarde comes in there and knocks and here's the thing, it's the fact that the knockout factor is there, right? Yeah,
and so it should be
to beat Yarde. I'm picking him to beat Yarde. I think that's the consensus. But with an 88 KO ratio, he could come in there and knock Benvidez ass out. That's not. I just don't think that's far fetched.
Well, explain it to me then. That 10 minutes ago you said that like you're a fan of Benvidez. Let's say that you're a fan, right?
Yeah.
You like his style, right? It's an exciting fight. But you can't then go and say, well, the opponent worries me. If they're matched right, the opponent should worry you. Because if he's fighting another tomato can, well, that's bullshit for everyone.
Right.
Yeah, but see, I could come back to that and say that. But I'll come back to that and say I'm not concerned for Norman facing Haney. Haney ain't going to knock him out.
Yeah, of course not.
So there's no concern there.
The only thing I'm
My
afraid
concern is that he's going to run.
Exactly. That's the only thing I'm afraid about in that fight. That it's going to stink up the joint, and then I'm going to be like, damn, they should have put David Benvidez and Anthony Yarde as the headliner, or let them back clean up to go out with a blast on a good card.
I disagree. Look, it's not going to change the quality of the card. Like if it's the fight of the year and it's number 3 on the card, number 2 on the card, or number 1 on the card, it's still going to be fight of the year as a fan. Because I'm not buying into the whole ego thing that the other boxers are entitled to have their namesake and bits and pieces. That's for them. That's not for me. I don't care if I get the fight of the year as on the undercard.
But as a fan, wouldn't you prefer the best fight on the card to be last? Like if if let's just say the night plays out,
because
everybody's talking about the Benvidez Yarde fight.
What if it was a stink up like we got today? What if it's a complete, absolute stink up like we got today?
Yeah, but that could happen with Norman and Haney too. That could happen with Norman and Haney.
Which fight is more likely to be a stinker though? Norman and Haney or Benvidez and Yarde? Which fight is more likely to be a stinker? That's what I'm saying. That's the point I'm making. No, like honestly, answer that question. Which fight is more likely to be a stinker?
And I think the people that are organising it are looking at it like that too. That's why I've seen Benvidez and Yarde mentioned first on that poster.
Actually, I think that Benvidez and Yarde is likely to be a bigger stinker because I think that either contractually, quietly, or otherwise, Devon's between a rock and a hard place. Devon's not going to be able to feel relaxed to fight his natural game because of the Tom and Jerry stuff that Turkey's coming out. He's going to make a big mistake if he wants to stand there and trade with Norman Jr., but he's going to be forced into a fight style that normally isn't his bag because he needs to shake the runner tag with Turkey and with the fans.
What you think Devin going to do as soon as he feel that left hand or he gets dropped?
Go to sleep.
Let's just say he survives it. Let's say he survives the left hand. It drops him, damn near knocks him out, but somehow, some way, the little line that's left in him gets him up. What do you think he's gonna do?
Go down again. Not too long after that.
I don't know.
He gonna climb on that goddamn bike.
Yeah,
he gonna climb on that bike, bro.
If Norman drops him once, I bet he don't drop him the second time. Is Haney gonna run like hell?
Thank you, Mark. That's facts. Definitely want to hear from y'all too, man. Shout out Casino. He said they both gonna be quality. We gonna see. Haney, he a track star. We all know that. Shout out Charlie B for sure.
But to be fair to you, respectfully, I think you're a little bit spoiled. Man, if you get those two fights on any card, you should be happy as a fan. You shouldn't be worried about in what order. Man, that's just picking at hairs. Just be happy you're getting the fights. Benvidez needs to do some work. He's been quiet for a little while.
To get him. Let me clarify that. I'm very happy to get this card because again, once he said he's adding Benvidez to this November Riyadh season shit, I instantly got happy. I was just saying more from a fighter's perspective because we saw how Shakur responded to being the co-main to Belonga. So obviously to these fighters, it means something. And for the fans, again, you want to always end the night with a bang, right? So I was like, damn, hold on. We got a caller. Hold on real quick. Let me see if I can get him in here. What up, caller? 410. State your name, gangster. I don't know if he's going to be able to. Hold on, let me see. Yo. He ain't. Hold on, give me 2 seconds. Let me see if I can get you to come through. Caller. Did you hang up? No, I'm here. What's up? Okay, he here. Oh, hold on, caller. I got some technical difficulties, man. Hold on. Let me get you to call back in 2 seconds, bro. Hold on, guys. Let me see if I can Damn, I should have did a. I had to unplug my system yesterday. I don't think it quite came back for your boy, man. God damn.
I heard him at the last second.
Did you?
Yeah.
Go ahead and finish making that point, though, DJ.
But he was quite low. His volume was low, though.
Well, I won't speak for all fans. I'll just speak for myself. But I don't think that fans actually care. When you have a look at what just happened the other weekend with Jake Paul, they weren't buying that card for Jake Paul and Chavez. They were buying it for the undercard. You know, to see how Floyd Schofield and Tevin Farmer went, how Zerto went. So I think those that are interested in good fights are going to buy the card no matter who's headlining it, if the names are on it. Let the fighters have the ego. I don't have an ego as a fan. Let them cry about it. I'm not. I'm just happy to get the names and get the fights. Because 2 years ago we went nowhere.
Yeah, no, I'm quite happy. I don't care what order the fight's happening, to be honest. But I'm looking at it from Turkey's point of view. If he wants to line up Benvidez with the winner of Beterbiev and Bivol, then he's going to want to boost. Too many B names here. Boost this dude, Benvidez, in the eyes of the viewing public. You know what I mean? So put him as the headline. That's all I'm looking at.
I get that, but I think that the performance is going to speak louder than the order in which he fights. If he goes out there and puts on a big performance, everyone's still going to remember that, regardless of whether it was the last fight.
Yeah, but being the headline carries a little bit of prestige with it too.
Well, what's his numbers?
Let's go back. You've only got to listen to you look at Tank. He just keeps pushing back on Shakur because he's not headlined a card, and when he has, he's stunk the place up. He's been on nothing but undercards since then. So,
damn, you're right.
It's just the way it is because it's a business. You can't just look at it as the best blah blah blah. You got to look at it from the business aspect as well. You know? And that's what you're going to go with the bean counters. The bean counters are going to make their decision, and that's what's going to be.
And I think that I think that Haney collectively, through love and hate, does bigger numbers than Benvidez.
Yeah, and I think that's factual. That's factual, man, for sure.
But they're trying to build. I already said it, but they're trying to build Benvidez's profile up for the next fight that they've already said is going to happen, fighting Bivol or Beterbiev.
And he's had a bit of a jump on Benvidez as well, right? And then having that undisputed run at 35, he's a little bit more decorated at this point. So you got to give Benvidez a little bit of time to catch up too. And real quick, sorry, caller, man. I just realized I didn't have the little adapter, so I'm not going to be able to take calls. So if you do want to chime in, you can hit the link, and I'll let you guys come up. If you hit the link, give your spill for like 2 or 3 minutes. All right. But yeah, Benvidez got a little bit of ground. I think he has a little bit of ground to make up. But the style of Benvidez is so exciting. I think he's closing ground rapidly.
Heavy, just for your channel, got nothing to do with me. Let him have another go at dialing in, because I think that you were just a little bit impatient, because we could end up hearing him.
No, that's because I had put the phone on speaker for a second, bro. Right. So I could see that the call actually came in. So when you heard him, that was from the speakerphone.
Man, between you and Slick, can you just sort your technology out? Like, for fuck's sake.
You blokes are gonna have to start doing night courses at a college or something.
Hey, listen, in me and Slick's defense, we all self-taught, man. So we trying to figure it out. Man.
Getting it out of the mud, you reckon?
Yeah, that's it. And once we get it, we'll have it down packed for sure. And me, man, I got to go live enough to figure this shit out.
I'd have to be honest. I'd have to be a millionaire to do it like that, Theo, because I would just smash things left, right, and center as soon as something didn't go right.
I just felt like smashing this shit just a while ago, and I just realized how much I paid for this shit.
I felt like that for Slick yesterday.
Absolutely. But yeah, man. And again, I think it, and I forget which one of you guys mentioned ego, but it also boosts the profile, right? I think that's another reason why Shakur was a little bit mad and he had something to say about being on that undercard or being a co-main. I think it also helps boost the profile. And just like with Floyd Schofield, when they was mentioning Schofield and Abdullah Mason, right, with their whole situation, you got to understand Floyd Schofield has headline about 3 or 4 Golden Boy cards, and that means something. Whereas Abdullah Mason gets his first opportunity because of the whole Keyshawn situation. That was his first time ever headlining a card, and that helps your profile.
So why do you need a high profile in boxing?
You say, why do you need a high profile?
Yeah.
High
Because I think you're
profile
missing
means
something.
more notoriety. Notoriety
More money
equals more asses in seats. More asses in seats means more money.
Right. So that equation goes away when Turkey's paying the check. Let's be fair. So if you fight anywhere else other than Riyadh season, right, you're probably getting paid half or a third of what Turkey's giving you. So my point is that be humble for the check on a Riyadh season card. Ego doesn't need to be a part of it.
We don't know how long this old turkey gravy train gonna go, man. And
he's replaceable like a general manager in any other company.
I don't know.
Get it twisted.
Be Norman Senior going to be pissed.
Nobody's
if
come through and has done it quite like Turkey's doing it, bro.
Oh, Brian Norman, I don't think he's going to be happy if they're not the headline. I think he thought that's what it was going to be. From when I last heard him on a live a few days ago. But anyway, I'm sure they'll get over it with the cash they're going to get.
He's got every chance of ruining Haney's career at 47. Brian Norman Jr.
Norman?
Yeah, he might. This could be the first and last time that Haney fights at 47.
God
depending
damn,
on
that's
how
a
that
bold
fight.
statement, man. So you think Norman is capable of just beating the 47 out of Devin?
Capable, yes. Guaranteed outcome, no. But definitely capable.
No. But if Devin runs,
where else would he go?
If Devin runs, and then people are just going to be all over him like a rash, whether he wins or loses. If he just runs around that ring and avoids Norman, and even Turkey will drop him, and everybody just going to
exactly, Mark. That's why I say he's between a rock and a hard place.
For sure. He don't want to stand there and trade, but if he runs around backwards, that's not going to be good either.
And that all of that shit favors Brian Norman in that fight. That's why I think he shocks the world. I think people are going to be shocked once he beats Devin Haney. And I know a lot of Haney fans don't want to hear that shit. And I feel you. And listen, anything can happen, but again, you got to want to try and stay in his good graces, man. If I'm a fighter or an ambassador or somebody who's been doing business with Turkey, if he says something, I'm taking heed. It means something to me. I want that gravy train to keep rolling. You know what I mean?
Of course.
He's gonna have to think about his plan.
I was going to say that's a decision for Haney to make, isn't it? He's damned if he does, and going to probably get knocked out if he does.
Look, I don't want to. I'm
But he
not going to
took the
come up
fight,
here
so-
and start. Yeah, I'm not going to come up here and start ripping into Devin. Like, to be fair, he's taken, well, for the most part, he's taken all the smoke that everyone can throw at him, whether it was Cambosis, Loma, now Brian Norman. Like, you could nearly never call him a duck. So his resume speaks. No. So, and look.
Oh, definitely not. Devin's definitely not a duck.
No, but Ryan escaped some battery charges in court, but Devin kept getting back up in the ring, right? So, look, go and finish the deal. I think he's just running out of options. That's all.
When you look at the list that they gave, you had to X out most of those guys, and Brian Norman was the only one that made sense. And because Boots didn't and Eddie Hearn didn't try and secure the Boots unification fight right after the Sasaki fight, it worked out. It worked out perfect.
At 47, if you're not PBC, your only options are 2 belts. Because PBC aren't going to let you even stick your nose through the door between Rowley and the winner of Manny and
Barrios and then Pacquiao.
They're going to keep them belts in-house. We know how they roll. So if you want to fight at welter at 47, really, you're only going to get the opportunity to fight for 2 belts out of the 4. Well, 2 belts out of the 5, not really including the ring.
We gonna see, man, because when Turkey's involved, it's different, man. Everybody, and I think Al Heyman has proved this over the years. Everybody's sacrificial. You know what I'm saying? For the most part, except for maybe Tank.
Look,
outside of Tank, everybody's sacrificial for the right price. And for the right price, Al will serve Mario Barrios' ass up. He'll serve Pacquiao up, and he most definitely. Who's the other fighter? At 47 they got
Rowley.
He'll serve Rowley's ass up. He tried to serve Rowley up last fight.
Man, he might serve up one of them. He's not going to serve up both.
For the right price,
I'm going off history. I don't want to be a pessimist.
I'm going off history too.
I'm just going off history. And careful how you speak about Al, because I know that Punch is listening. He'll come up here scorched earth. Start talking about his man Al Heyman.
Shout out Al Heyman, but Al Heyman about that bag, man, and he'll serve your ass up. But is it likely? I don't know, because if Mario Barrios gets in there, punishes Pacquiao, that brings his profile up a little bit more.
Well, look, that's
but what happens? What happens if Pacquiao wins, takes that belt from Barrios, and then just drops it and walks away?
He's still gonna do business with Al. Hey, listen, the only reason why Pacquiao is back like this and getting his opportunity is because of Al Heyman.
Yeah, but then if Pacquiao wins it and then just drops it, then it's up for grabs again.
Yeah, for sure.
PBC could lose control of it that way.
And listen, it's not like they've lost control of belts before, man. Listen, and this is just facts. If the money is right, Al will serve your ass up, just like he did with Spence. You gonna get served, bro. It's all about the bag.
Yeah, whoa! He didn't serve Spence up. Spence went out of closed ranks to go and make the deal with Bud. Don't be playing that shit, Abby.
If Al didn't want that fight to happen, guess what? It wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, I think Al just didn't want it to happen. He just didn't want to accept the terms that Crawford wanted. Whereas Spencer said, fucking just give it to him. So.
For sure.
And then Al said,
let me bring up my man round one time. Hold on, guys. Round 1, what up, boy?
What up, y'all? What up?
What's good? What's on your brain, man?
G'day, round 1.
My guys, man. Well, this whole thing, man, because I was like, remember, I think I was like on some other ones, some dude's podcast or some shit, and people were just, this is the argument about who's gonna be the headliner of this card, man. And this is a stacked card, bro. I'm fucking hyped, man. This is a pretty cool stacked card. It looks like having B. Norman Jr. and Haney as the main event. I mean, I think that wouldn't be bad, but a lot of people might think David and Yarde is gonna headline. I'm not sure who's gonna headline, but if they're in the same card, bro, I mean, yeah, that's a pay-per-view I can't miss.
For sure. Yeah, that's facts, man. Listen, either way, it's gonna be a fire card. I was just making an argument for argument's sake. And as a fan, that's just me as a fan. I would always want to end the night with a boom or a bang. You know what I'm saying? Let me go out on a high note. I'm thinking about the card that I was a part of in November with Keyshawn Davis. where he was batting clean up against your boy, what's his name? Came in 7 pounds overweight, and he knocks him out in 2 rounds. Man, it was crazy. It erupted. Anytime you go to a fight, man, and that headliner, and that fight is just everything. It's the best fight of the night. It's always, that's always super dope. But either way they serve this one, trust me, I'm happy to receive it. All right, man. I want to switch gears because there's so much stuff I want to talk about tonight, guys. And I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me and talking boxing. I wanted to put this up because Turki Al-Sheikh has his hands in everything. And I wanted to get your initial thoughts about this. Also, you can put this in the chat as well. Sorry, guys, I'm going to try and get to some of those chat questions if you have them. But CompuBox, 40 years and counting, is doing business with Turki Al-Sheikh, who owns The Ring. The Ring announces a partnership with CompuBox. So now I can't even list all of the partners that Turki Al-Sheikh has with dealing with the sport of boxing. First of all, he flat out bought The Ring. Now he's in bed with CompuBox. He's in bed with, like, is it BoxRec? BoxRec now. I mean, everybody. But now you're talking about the digital technology, my guy. The metrics of the fight. And let me see if I can find it real quick.
He's not. I don't think he's with BoxRec. Didn't he start his own thing? I forget what it's called. It's like BoxRec, but he started his own thing, and that's why that BoxRec don't fuck with the WBA anymore.
I think it wasn't.
Yeah, I can't remember what it's called, but it's another thing.
I can't remember.
I think he's just buying out the competition because remember that they trialled in the last Riyadh season and definitely now during the Grand Prix that they're trialling the AI. CompuBox is bullshit. Like, honestly, I take no notice of it. It'll tell you punches landed, and I'm watching the fight. I'm going, no fucking way those punches landed. They were thrown, but they weren't landed, or they hit gloves, or they hit the guard, or something like that. So I think it's just a case of just eliminating the competition.
Now, here's the Ring announcement. We'll get back to that, DJ. Here's the Ring's announcement. It says, we are thrilled to announce a partnership with CompuBox, the premier system for boxing statistics. Through this deal, we will continue to deliver fans the most accurate boxing metrics, insights, and statistics across all of the Ring's platforms. So yet another entity that's been in and around boxing forever, 40 years and counting, now in business with Turki Al-Sheikh. Now, just initially, your first thoughts, DJ, like when you hear that and you say, damn, Turki and the Ring's in partnership with somebody else again, what does that mean to you? Like, first thing comes to your mind.
He's going to give them the technology to run for him rather than him having the technology to run for himself to the fans. Man, no one's ever going to be able to convince me that CompuBox is accurate. Like, it is just not. It's been discredited for years. And that's not about the people that's running it or the brand. Don't get me wrong. I'm not hating on CompuBox, but there's a significant difference between when you see some of the stats and you go, well, DJ threw 50 power punches and landed 20. Well, of that 20 that I landed, how many of those were on the guard or the gloves? So it actually doesn't tell statistically, like from a judge's point of view, who's in front in the fight. I can land the hardest punch I can throw and hit your gloves, T.O., and it doesn't count for shit. But on CompuBox, it'll register in the stats.
I think CompuBox is about the closest thing we could get to how to accuracy in the fight. It's like, it's not like you can sit back and watch with the human eye and give better numbers than CompuBox.
But
right?
surely they can come up with some computer fucking program for an AI thing to, you know, all you do is film it and the AI fucking takes over and registers the.
That's what they're doing with the Grand Prix. If you go back and watch the Grand Prix, you've got the AI judges score, and they're doing something similar. But look, I don't wish CompuBox any hate or anything like that. I'm just saying that it at times it can misrepresent who's actually dominating the fight. That's all.
Yeah, sure. And sometimes it helps tell the story of the fight. Yeah, I think
how do they
sometimes
get? How do they?
extremely accurate. You know what I mean? Or again, it gives you a better idea of why the fight got called that way. But with all of that aside, which I really don't, I don't depend on CompuBox. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I do think it helps tell the story of certain fights. But it's just a simple fact that Turkey Al-Sheikh is in bed with these guys, which for me, I think it just, you know, he'll be able to pour money into it and make it better, right?
Yeah.
Mark, you had a thought?
No, couldn't care really. Like I said, I've never looked at CompuBox.
Yeah, I know you probably don't care about
it. Means nothing to me, but yeah, I know what you're getting at is Turkey's just slowly getting more and more and more influence.
Right.
And yeah, he's. I thought he was going to die away for a while, a few months back, but yeah, he just continues to improve his position. But someone in the chat here, Paulie, shout out to him, Paulie Walnuts, he said that Fight Facts, and I think that's the name of that.
Yeah,
similar to BoxRec, but it's the one that
yeah,
Fight Facts.
Fight Facts, not BoxRec. Yeah, I know it was one of those like statistic record joints. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I figured he would go after the biggest one, BoxRec.
Slick looked it up on one of his lives just after Turkey had got it, and they'd made some improvements, and he thought it was quite good. But I've never heard anybody mention it ever since. That just triggered my memory then when you said about him buying BoxRec, and I thought, no, that wasn't it.
Yeah,
it was, because it was already up and running, been around for a few years, but
yeah. Round one. Initial thoughts about Turkey jumping in bed with CompuBox, man.
That's cool. I mean, to me, I would think it wouldn't. To me, I don't know about things like that really, like you say, you know. But if it's, I mean, I wasn't surprised to. I mean, this guy looked like he's buying everything out. I wouldn't be surprised if he's gonna buy out one of these organizations or something. But man, I think it's pretty cool. I mean, if we've seen him buy the ring, and now he's buying little other things and shit. So he's ready to do his shit. He's ready to build his little TKO branding and things like that. So I mean, that's another thing for him to you know, kind of that gonna help him out, I bet, or something, you know.
Yeah, I can dig it. Yeah, like I say, for me, man, it's just it's the wow factor for me. It's like, you know, another notch under the belt, another piece of property on the monopoly board. You know what I mean? Another way to kind of dig his cleats even deeper into the turf. You know what I mean? Another way to posture in the sport of boxing. Now, does it hold any advantages? Not so sure, but I don't think it's a relationship that CompuBox can't benefit from. And I think Turkey will help, you know, them spearhead into the future of boxing. And as far as, you know, getting a lot of these fights, getting the stats more accurate, right? Because DJ, that was the first thing that you basically was saying, how inaccurate you felt like CompuBox has probably been over the years. And listen, it's probably, like I say, been more accurate than any human being could probably be. So yeah, I'm not mad at that, but definitely wanted to harp on that for a little bit, man, because it's weird. I just can't, you know, it's.
Well, they will have had a contract partnership with someone, right? So when you're working in boxing and the contracts and the legalities, CompuBox would have had a partnership with someone somewhere so that their product is part of that broadcast. So for me, it's just about Turkey approaching those. And look, I've got no doubt that pouring the money into it and making them better is good. I was just trying to explain why I had reservations about CompuBox, particularly after a fight. And I'd go back and have a look at the statistics and I go, yeah, no, that's not right. You know, it's like one of those judges that wants to reward people for activity, but they're throwing 50 punches around and nothing's landing clean. Well, you know, so let's just see how it turns out. It doesn't surprise me. I think it's probably just a partnership or a contract that he felt like he needed to get into and partnership with so that they weren't independent or running their own routine independent to what his future landscape looks like. Like that AOI stuff's not too bad that he's doing in the Grand Prix.
No. And again, I think CompuBox benefits from the relationship.
Hey,
all right,
maybe they've approached Turkey heavy. Did you ever think about it that way?
Hey, listen, they could have, man. I ain't mad at them. I ain't mad at them for sure. Thanks, Paulie Walnuts. I appreciate that, man. He's giving us a list. He said, listen, Turkey owns or has partnerships with Ring Magazine, TKO Boxing, Matchroom, Top Rank, Golden Boy, Queensberry, PBC, The Zone, CompuBox, Fight Facts, and I'm sure much more. It's insane. And thank you, Paulie. That's the point that I was making. Again, Turkey has really sunk his teeth into the sport of boxing, and there's really no getting around him. So, which kind of indicates to me, maybe he'll be around for a very long time. But if he does decide to just kind of drop off the face of the earth and allow things to go back to the way it used to be, does he leave boxing in a better place? I don't know. It's getting deep with the Turk, man. It's getting deep, bro. And they just announced just a few hours ago about CompuBox. So, and over this span of the last 2.5, 3 years, you see him again really putting his imprint on all this real estate when it comes to the sport of boxing. It makes you raise your eyebrows for sure. All right, man. I'm gonna pivot a little bit. I think we got somebody else. Oh no. We got to talk about DJ's favorite fighter for a second, right? Switching it up. A couple more topics.
Here we go. Come on.
What are we?
Let's have it.
What's Zarafa? We're talking about Michael Zarafa. We're going to hear about Michael Zarafa.
What kind of bullshit is this?
Got to talk about DJ's favorite fighter for a little bit.
He hates a lot of people.
Mark, I could have sworn this man told me at the start of this stream, I'm not an Aussie hater. Well, come on, let's have it.
For sure. No. Jake Paul recently ranked at number 14 for the WBA, and Ring Magazine, they put this out about it. It said, listen, due to heavy criticism and outrage from other ranked contenders, so that means the fighters, the cruiserweight fighters have been complaining. The WBA will review Jake Paul's cruiserweight ranking at their upcoming European convention in Madrid, which takes place July 15th through the 18th. The WBA ranked Paul at number 14 in its cruiserweight rankings after his lackluster win over Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. last Saturday. Chavez Jr. wasn't ranked at cruiserweight, and his last notable win came in 2012 at middleweight. Paul has never defeated a ranked boxer unless you count the fight with 58-year-old Mike Tyson. Damn, Jake. And then the WBA, boom, bada bing, bada boom, puts him at number 14 over countless amounts of other cruiserweights. And then even the top 20 guys who's probably could have been, more active in the division than a Jake Paul, which, mind you, being ranked number 14, he could be tapped on the shoulder to fight for a title, right? So I'll start with you, Mark. You hear this news and you say, damn, Jake Paul's ranked number 14. He could potentially have a title shot next. Yeah. Initial thoughts, Mark?
Well, yeah, that's crazy. If, like you said, if I was ranked in the from 16 to 20 in the cruiserweights and been active and participating in the division for a number of years, I'd be extremely pissed off at Jake, because you know what, it's just money. That's how we're getting ranked. So if the WBA are going to turn around and renege that, they might have to hand Jake back some of his fucking money. Because that's how rankings work. It's not about fucking, come on.
I think we've learned that lesson over the years, very much so. Especially looking at Pacquiao, how he shot at them. What did Pacquiao shoot?
I mean, there's only
5 or some shit.
If you take money away from it, give me one other reason WBA has ranked him in the top 15. If he hasn't handed them a heap of money, why?
For sure.
There is no other reason that makes sense. So it's simple as that.
Hey, that 3% off a Paul purse. If he's got a title, that's good money. That's good money.
That is good money.
DJ, this
good
news
money
hits
too.
your eardrums. This news hits your eardrums. Initial thoughts, man. Your favorite fighter, Jake Paul, the problem child.
Okay, before I answer your question, Heavy, I'm going to need you to go through every single live that I've been a part of and find any receipt that suggests he's my favourite fighter. So, first of all, don't ask the question starting with lies. Second of all,
my bad.
Nothing but out and out garbage. Look, I want to go scorched earth on this. I want to use swear words. I want to get proper dirty on it. I hate it so much. For the fighters that have earned their rankings and those sorts of things, explain to me how to be any different if a Hollywood celebrity bought their way into a ranking. Explain to me.
Well, I don't believe those Hollywood celebrities could beat a washed up Chavez Jr.
Come on. Look what actually happened.
Yeah, it
Jake
don't
Paul
matter.
didn't beat him.
These motherfuckers, man.
Man, come on.
They not beating no former world champions and no former athletes, man. Professional athletes.
Look,
Jake Paul is knocking these motherfuckers out and beating them.
Let me put it like this. If you're going to condone this sort of thing as a fan, you don't reserve the right to have any credibility.
I was condoning this shit. I was
any credibility in any other boxing discussion. It's as simple as that.
I wasn't condoning shit. I was answering a question.
Teo, me and you will get halves in 0.5% of the money that comes from a Jake Paul fight, and we'll pump that dude up all day, every day.
Goddamn right we will. Goddamn. You goddamn right.
Let me ask you this just before you give.
It's all about money, DJ. That's all it is.
Yeah, look, I know, but that doesn't mean I've got to condone it, right? Like I don't have to be happy with bad behaviour. Bad behaviour is just bad behaviour. But look,
I don't condone it either. But if they're going to give me some money, I'll fucking condone it.
Imagine what happens if Jake Paul actually makes a fight with Zerto and gets KO'd. Like, no bullshit rules, no script, no nothing, like full. Do you know how embarrassing that looks for the WBA? The other part about it is when you do shit like this, you disrespect every single champion over the last decades that have got their name next to that WBA belt. You might as well just piss on them.
I don't know.
Bullshit.
DJ, you seem to take offence to this sort of shit, man. You know what the WBA would do? If Jake Paul got in the ring with Zerto and got knocked the fuck out in 6 rounds, the WBA would laugh like fuck because they've already got a few $100,000 out of him for ranking him in the top 15. And then they're going to get 3% of this fucking fight purse that just went up for this thing.
And let me tell you,
they're going to laugh all the way to the
Great
bank.
point.
They'll love it.
That's what I wanted to segue
I can't
to.
disagree with you, Mark, but it is actually the fastest way to dissolve the credibility of your belt in the 4-belt era. Like, if that's how you want to behave,
seeing these idiots
WBA,
get KO'd would be the quickest way to solve it, because then other idiots wouldn't start doing it. I don't mean just beaten, I mean knocked out.
The WBA been around longer than all of them, so that ain't going nowhere. I think Mark makes a great point. Real quick, shout out Punch too, man. I definitely want to get your thoughts. Makes a great point though, man. You serve his ass up. Rank him and serve his ass up. Zerto should be next, in my opinion. Punch, what up, baby? What's on your brain?
That's what I think, bro. I say, yeah, serve him up. I want to see $1 million baby type situation. Nigga, I want to see him get paralyzed. I want to see him get put in a fucking coma. Yeah, throw him in the ring with Zerto. Put him in there with a team. Yeah, money. And then when Jacob put into a coma, don't change no rules. That use him as a learning lesson, nigga. Because that nigga is about to be a cautionary tale. He's about to be a cautionary tale. Niggas didn't learn from Ngannou. They ain't learn. You know what I mean? You want to put this amateur in the ring with a season pure in his prime champion? Let him get put in a coma, bro. I'll pay to see it. That's the fight I'll pay for.
Yeah, give him a title eliminator with Opataya, man.
Yeah, I want to put him over Opataya so he can get his neck broke in the middle of the ring.
You're a fucking sadist, Tio. A sadist.
That's what I want next. I want a title eliminator, Jake Paul and Jai Opataya.
I want to see him walking off to his corner and somebody punch him in the back of his head and he fall and hit his stool, nigga, and be retired for life. That's what I want to see. Get out of this sport. Look, he's a joke. He's a joke. I don't take his skill serious. Listen, he won that Chavez Jr. fight, but he ain't win that Chavez Jr. fight, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Let's keep it 100. When Chavez Jr. turned it on, he started whooping Jake Paul's ass. Period. Point blank. And that washed up tomato can did that to him. Like I said, if he'd have fought like that the whole fight, he'd have won easily. But he didn't start fighting until the 8th round. 7 rounds down, you already lost. Fix was in. We already know what type of games you playing. Put him in there with a seasoned champion and let him get washed. I would love to see it.
Amen.
There you go. Punch just said everything that I was hesitant to say. Salute, Punch. It's some.
What up, DJ? What up, fellas in the chat? My homie on the panel. What's
going
on with y'all?
Heavy, you might need to reload your link in the chat. It's too far up for round 1.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Damn, Punch boy, you come through crashing out. God damn.
I haven't heard that one before. Is that a new one?
I can't help but be Punch.
You want the man to die. You want the man to die.
No, I want him to be a paraplegic, nigga. I want to see Born on the 4th of July. That's what I want him to be.
Yeah.
Damn. That's harsh, Punch. Harsh.
Or like at least Lieutenant Dan. Like maybe something like that.
Lieutenant Dan.
Lieutenant Dan. All right.
Man.
I ain't mad at you.
I just want to see the dude knocked out. That's I don't want to see anybody fucking paralyzed or dead.
Put all the bullshit because and I think
Punch over there with his voodoo doll. What?
To play devil's advocate just a little bit, I understand how he may feel because again, you put another celebrity in this situation. Do they beat Anderson Silva? Do they beat Chavez? And I'm talking about even if these guys are past their prime or washed up. Do they beat these former UFC guys? Do they beat any professional athlete, period? Because you got to understand, a professional athlete puts a ton of discipline and work into his body. You know what I mean? To be more athletic than the average person.
I'm not having that, Heavy. Like
no. I mean, that's real.
You know how well.
I mean, there has been a couple. There's been a few fighters who started.
What separates from an athletic
Not on the
position?
level of
What separates Jake Paul from any other regular 27-year-old person?
Well, let's see him fight somebody in the lower. Look, he's ranked 14. Let's see him fight number 13 or number 12. Number 13 or number 12 will mess him up.
He's the first fighter we've seen whose fame got them in boxing and their skills didn't. Most boxers get famous because of their skills. Jake Paul got into boxing because of his fame. It's a fucking anomaly. You know what I mean? And the nigga's winning. He's winning. But come on, man. He rose to fame for knocking out Nate Robinson, bro. Stop it, man. Everybody made a big ass fucking deal of him knocking out a 5'9" nigga. Like, come on, man. Like,
Heavy,
you
know
Can
those
y'all
parents.
knock out Nate Robinson? That's the question.
Hang on, Heavy. You know those
knock out Nate
parents.
Robinson.
I'm pretty sure I can
tell
knock
their
out
kids.
Nate Robinson, bro. Like, I'm pretty sure I can knock out Nate Robinson.
Like, come on, Ben Askren, no chin, fastest knockout in UFC history. What the fuck is he doing in a boxing ring, bro?
Let me tell you.
I'm
pretty sure. I'm pretty sure Jack Paul would knock me out, but I ain't trying to fucking fight, and I'm not fucking boasting and trying to get myself in the rankings, top 15 rankings either.
Yeah, but if you
all I'm saying is we got to give him a little bit of credit here, man. We
give him no credit for the Tommy Fury fight. That's the
because
only
he's
fight
a regular
that
motherfucker, bro.
You've lost your fucking goddamn mind, Tia. You have lost your fucking mind.
Hold on. Just hear me out.
Zero credit.
Hold on, guys.
No credit, dog. No credit.
Hold on.
Midget strippers turning up at Tio's joint very shortly.
Hear me out.
Midget strippers.
No, let me tell you, Heavy. Let me tell you. Because if you look at it, who's he gonna fight in the heavyweight division? I mean, in the cruiserweight division, these guys are big guys. I mean, if you look at it, and let's break down his fights. And like I said, I'm the UFC guy, so the fights he's fighting like out of prime fighters who are already on like losing streaks and shit. He's fighting welterweight fighters, people that fought at 170 and shit. I mean, look, even Julio Cesar Chavez, his last fight, wasn't it like at 168 or some shit? Like he wasn't a dude. So he's always bringing people up. And if we've seen the fights, the close fights he had with someone like Tommy Fury, who's like his size, his age, same size and shit, and Anderson Silva. Yeah, Anderson lost, but it was a 48-year-old Anderson Silva with a split decision loss to Jake Paul. Jake Paul was going like really going with Anderson Silva. But if you look at it, these guys, Tommy Fury and Anderson, they're like tall. They're like fighters that fight at like, you know, a certain weight level. I mean, divisions and shit. I mean, Anderson 185. You know, he fought at 205. So he's fought at those divisions and shit at the UFC. So, and he's the size of Jake Paul. So if Jake Paul gets in the ring with like a fucking number ranked 11 who's the same size as him, Jake Paul is gonna lose, and it's gonna be bad.
Listen, I don't disagree with you at all. All I'm saying is, if you pick your average celebrity that's around Jake Paul size and age, do they run the same gauntlet like Jake Paul and win?
Which gauntlet?
Do they?
Okay, he hasn't run a gauntlet, Heavy.
Hold on. Let me finish. Just give me about 30 seconds here. If you fucking go get fucking Ryan fucking Gosling, right? And you put him in the same position as Jake Paul, does he run the gauntlet? And he's the same age, same size. Does he run the gauntlet? Does he beat a Anderson Silva? Does he beat a Chavez Jr.? That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying is we have to give this motherfucker who's basically Joe Blow off the street coming into a sport and fighting professional athletes or former professional athletes and winning. That's all.
But
that's all I'm saying. He's not Joe Blow off the street, Tio. He's not Joe Blow off the. He's a Disney. He grew up as a Disney kid on TV. He's fucking loaded, and now he's got millions of followers.
I'm talking about physically. I'm talking about somebody who hasn't trained.
You gotta understand steroids and shit to fucking turn anybody into a machine, man.
Most of these athletes have trained since they were kids, bro.
Yeah, most of them. Not Jake Paul. Not Jake Paul.
They were fucking kids.
Fuck, I don't know what you've been doing over the last couple of months, Heavy, but you've lost your goddamn mind.
Every real fighter that he fought,
you missing the point.
Knocking out. Every real fighter he fought.
No, Heavy, you're missing the point. You were sold an illusion, and now you're buying into the illusion and kind of justifying it.
I'm playing devil's advocate. I'm just saying most of these athletes train their bodies from a young age, bro. They've been doing this shit. They've been doing this shit most of their lives. This motherfucker hasn't. Yeah,
Yeah,
he was a
you see how
dickhead kid
sloppy
or
he
whatever
was,
the
bro?
case may be. But
You see
5
how
years ago,
sloppy
he
he was,
just
though?
out of the blue decided he wanted to box.
Hey,
But
so what if KSI
that was
does the same
my
thing?
point.
What
Is
if
put him in
KSI
there with
out?
someone really good like Zerto or Opataya and blast his fucking ass out of there, and we'll never see him
Right.
again.
Okay,
But
hey,
Mark, I
you know who
understand what
KSI is,
you're
right?
saying, and that's going to happen. But you got to understand what I'm saying. It's the fact that he's beating these other motherfuckers. We can't give him no credit for beating these other motherfuckers, and he's just a Joe Blow.
Hey, I'm pretty sure he's paying them enough money to take the loss. Put it that way. I don't want to say. I don't want to say he's rigging anything. I don't want to say he's rigging anything.
I
But
mean,
I'm
no,
pretty
like
sure he's
he's
paying them
incredible
fuckers enough
fighter.
money to
no,
say,
like, that nigga
okay.
got
Out of his
drug
prime.
test.
Sure,
You
go
can't be
ahead,
fighting
Punch. My
people
bad,
10 years
Punch.
out
Go
of their
ahead.
prime. You can't be fighting people like old washed up UFC fighters. Get in the ring. Yeah, you're ranked now. Fight. I want to see you fight the next nigga. I want to see you fight the number 10 nigga in your division. Show me something. Show me something, please. Like, you're not showing me nothing against these niggas. Chavez Jr. ain't been tight since 2009, nigga. Fucking Tyron Woodley and all these niggas ain't even fucking boxers, dude. The only real boxer
Jake's not a boxer.
The only real boxer he got in the ring with so far is Tommy Fury, nigga. And you see how that turned out. One, they went in there and took him serious, nigga. Tommy Fury. You see how that turned out, bro.
And
Like I said,
yeah,
come
he
on,
won.
heavy. After that from 8th to 12, when Chavez started turning on, did he not start whooping Jake Paul's ass? Was Jake Paul not gassed the fuck out by the 10th round? Gassed out.
Yeah, that was after losing
Come
8
on,
rounds
bro.
straight.
Like that nigga, come on, man. Chavez didn't throw a punch until the 8th round, like it was on cue. Now you can start fighting because Jake Paul already won on the scorecards, bro. All he had to do is survive now. As soon as Chavez start fighting, man, he start cooking that nigga, cooking him, and he's been washed up. Anderson Silva gave him a straight rumble whole time, bro. He got that one knockdown. It's the only reason he won the fight. Woodley almost beat him the first time. Second time, nigga, he took the dive. That August Alsina nigga, whatever the fuck his name is, that big black
That
motherfucker
KO
knocked
was a
out in the
dive.
first round. That dude came for a paycheck too. You know what I mean? Then he fought a bare knuckle fighter. Then he fought another UFC nigga.
Yeah, bare knuckle.
Man,
The guy
can't take
I
him
don't know,
serious.
man.
I
That
just
I
can't,
mean,
bro.
you
We
can
always
actually
talk
look.
about quality of
But
opponent,
it was
heavy.
172.
This nigga's quality of
see?
opponent is trash. You're fighting niggas who were superstars in their prime, but are washed up bombs when you get in the ring with them, bro. It's like if Javante Davis was fighting niggas Floyd Mayweather's age the whole time. Oh, he beat Floyd Mayweather. If Barrios beat Manny Pacquiao, we gonna give him hella credit like he beat Manny Pacquiao? Fuck no, nigga. You be the old ass man. You be the senior citizen, nigga. I don't respect that. I feel the same way about Jake Paul, bro.
Hey, even
Heavy.
Boots has got a slightly better fucking resume than Jake Paul. Slightly better. Slightly.
Heavy. This comes
I
from.
mean, I see where you
What
coming
I'm
from,
about
Heavy, but I don't respect it, bro.
I
Sorry,
mean,
man.
look.
Y'all dirty,
the
man.
thing about Heavy, I see it as like, yeah, he's getting it. Look. At the end of the day, this is a fight game, guys. You know, people get hurt. People ain't the same. I mean, look at his slurring, bro. He be having fat. He even feels like you know. I mean, he be getting his ass whooped sometimes in sparring, and then he'll switch people because he don't want to get his ass beat. You know, that's how he does his sparring sessions. When someone looks too good for him, he won't fuck with them no more or some shit like that, right? So he's always and I'm gonna get, and that's what I'm saying. I'm gonna give him his credits and shit too, because that motherfucker's in the gym. Yeah, he's not doing what he should be doing, like legit cutting weight and going to a weight division, because you're a small guy, bro. Like, you're a small guy. You should be fighting at least at 175 or some shit, bro. But he just doesn't look like he's taking that serious. Like, he's not a big guy. He's like, if he was in a UFC, he'd probably be at 185, bro. You know, so he's not a big guy like that. Like, he should be fighting at a smaller weight division or something. Like, he should be at 175 or something, because the way he is just like, he's just big. He got no abs. It really is like, he really got nothing, bro. He really got
Heavy.
nothing, you know?
Heavy. What I'm about to say. What I'm about to say comes from a place of love and concern. So what I'm going to need you to do is just stop watching all forms of TV, because you're too susceptible to propaganda, right? If you've been suckered into this whole Jake Paul illusion, and I just want to be honest with you, like it's not right. Like I'm concerned for you.
No,
I'm almost considering unsubscribing. Asking me or anyone else on this panel to give the man credit, that's That's a long stretch.
But okay, so let me put it this way, and maybe you'll get a better understanding. And then let me reiterate the fact that I said, hey, I'm here just playing devil's advocate. We all know, I don't think much of Jake Paul and what he's doing in the sport of boxing. But I also look at it like this. All right. In my neighborhood, right, there's a kid stay next door. He's about 23, right? He didn't grow up boxing, right? He's never been a professional athlete, right? I live in a pretty decent neighborhood. This little motherfucker grew up probably a little spoiled. He's had all of the big birthday parties. He's a 23-year-old regular kid. He picks up boxing. He starts to box, and I witness him beating, whether they're over the hill or not, professional fighters, right? I'm going to have to give my neighbor
once professional fighters
or once professional, whatever the fucking case it is. It's the fact that I witnessed this kid who doesn't have a combat background just pick up the fucking sport at 23 years old and beat these guys. I have to give him some sort of credit for being able to do so. That's all I'm saying. When I look at Jake Paul, I understand that if he is hold on. Let me land the plane.
You can't land this plane.
You're about to crash
falling
land
out the sky. Yeah,
it's on fire, but go on.
Yeah. Well, let me emergency. Breaker 19. Of course he gets pummeled and beaten by the top guys out there, or even the guys that's scratching and sniffing at the top, right? Of course. But to come off the street, take up the sport, and beat some former pro guys, I've got to say, damn, man. Well, at least you were able to do that. Here, I got to tip my hat for being able to at least accomplish that. That's all I'm saying. And you guys are telling me that you're not willing to give him an ounce of fucking credit?
Nope.
It's remarkable.
Jake.
Every one of his fights, he would have paid the other dude fucking enough money for him to say, okay, I will not fucking beat you to death.
I get more credit to The Rock, nigga. I'd rather watch wrestling. Fuck him.
But listen, we don't know that, bro. Man, that's speculation.
I reckon that's a pretty good fucking guess. That's a pretty good guess.
I can't go off of that though, Mark. We don't know.
Come on.
So hold on.
Hang on.
So knocking out Nate Robinson fucking cold. Knocking out Tyron Woodley fucking cold. Those were dives those guys took. They could have got up from those shots. Did you see those shots?
When was that though? When was that? Like 4 years, 3 years ago?
It don't fucking matter when it was. He knocked these professional athletes
out. I'll tell you when it matters to you is when he's signing the check. Right? Everything that happened before he signed the check.
Hang on, DJ.
Everything that's happening now.
DJ. Man, What's going on here is that Tio has spent far too much time with RC. This is what's going on here.
No, bro. That's just like when I go to the gym to spar. If I go to the gym to spar and I see one of the younger kids sparring an older kid, right, and he's giving them good work, right, even though the older kid ends up blasting them, I have to give this motherfucker some credit. I have to give the little man some credit. He had a ton of heart, and he put on a good fight, or he put on a good sparring session. It's the same thing. It's the same thing, bro.
It's not the same thing.
How the fuck is that the same thing? This cat's paying people millions of dollars
got in the
to
ring.
not beat the fuck out of him so he can make more millions of dollars off fucking shows.
Thank you.
Come on.
Thank you
cannot.
Mark.
But do you understand? So again,
Theo, you know that Superman isn't real.
Punch,
You know that
help us the
Superman and
fuck out
Batman's
here, man.
not real?
Fucking hell.
So yeah,
Get the
Yeah,
fuck
can't
out
just
of
sit
here
here
with
and
that
say
shit.
that shit isn't real, and then it automatically makes it not real. You cannot tell me
like,
the knockout
you
of
get-
Askren and Woodley and fucking Nate Robinson were fake. That
Askren
shit was
the
real as a
fastest
bit.
knockout in UFC history. He got a super glass jaw. No credit.
Come on, man, y'all
Silva
y'all
was
terrible,
100. No
man.
credit for
Y'all
that.
terrible, man. This is ludicrous. man.
You're the one that's terrible.
Woodley tricked us the same way Mike Tyson did. Like, nah, I can't take that shit serious, bro.
See, the saying's good.
That's
The
horrible.
old saying is good. Nothing good happens after 2 a.m. in the morning.
Please tell me you're still not expecting Santa Claus to bring you presents.
Hey, listen, I can't make y'all get a boy no credit, man. I can't make y'all get a boy no credit. I got to give him a little. I got to give him a little bit of credit.
Look. I'm saying, look, this is how bad Askren is. Look. You see that one championship I got right there, that icon? That's a fight thing. One championship. So it's like he's a champion there, but he got no hands. He was just wrestling and smothering people.
Is that Jenkins? Is that Rob?
Yeah, you know it. God bless the preacher of fact.
Oh, here he is. Rob Jenkins.
Fanboy.
Yeah, Bud Boy TKO. Let's have it, Rob.
Yeah, Bud Boy TKO. That's it.
Rob, let me ask Rob. Rob, you giving Jake Paul any credit for what he's done in the sport of boxing? Just a smidget?
I don't think he's done anything in the sport of boxing.
Ah, yes. So that's 6 against
hold on.
1.
Let me give him some context. As a Joe Schmo coming off the street, taking up the sport of boxing at 23 years old and beating a few former professional athletes.
Jake Paul isn't 23, is he?
No, that's how old he was when he started boxing, though.
Really?
He's been boxing for 5 years. He's 20. He's 28.
Using the boxing term loosely there. They're called rigged fucking show fights.
Yeah, but he
anyway.
didn't even actually have a boxing fight until he was like 26, right?
Well, he's fought professional athletes in a boxing ring.
I mean, are we counting Ben Askren and Tyron Woodley and all them?
Yeah, we're counting professional athletes.
Come on now, those aren't boxers though. That's like, oh my God.
Rob, if ever you feel like
so that's what I'm saying.
If to go scorched earth,
y'all missing the point. So again, how old are you, Rob?
I'm 23 right now. Yeah,
23. Let's just say you the same size as Jake Paul. You feel like you can get in there right now and knock out a Tyron Woodley and fucking Askren and fucking. You think you can get out there now and knock out a professional athlete?
No.
You think that's just easy? So that's what I'm saying. We got to give him a little bit of credit for being a Joe Blow.
Money to do fuck all.
No, Mark, you can't. That's a horrible narrative.
He did it. Why did
that's a horrible narrative, Mark.
That's what fucking happened.
That's just like your neighbor saying some shit about you, and they believe it's true, and it's not. We can't automatically assume that he's paid these guys to take dives when that might not be the truth.
I'm automatically assuming. I'm assuming the fuck out of shit over here.
But your assumption doesn't make it true, bro. It doesn't make it true.
It doesn't in my mind. It doesn't in my mind.
Everybody's just doing that.
Go ahead, Rob. I'm sorry.
Oh, I was just pointing out, like, those are established UFC fighters. You think all of a sudden this guy, he just gets off the couch and knocks him out? Like, come on.
So did you see the Tyron Woodley knockout?
Yeah, it looked fake.
That shit looked fake to you?
Yes.
Man, come on with the bullshit, man.
Yeah,
switch the TV off. It's just warped your mind.
Let's change topics, Tio. Let's go to Keyshawn. Let's have a little, because I haven't seen you.
I'll be on the island with this one, man. I'll be on the island
you're on
with
an
this
island.
one. Yeah, I'm gonna be on the island with this one. Y'all motherfuckers crazy, man. Ain't none of y'all motherfuckers or nobody you know is getting off the couch at 23 and beating no professional athlete.
He's not doing it either, heavy bag.
So okay, again, so Rob, you're sitting here saying that all of his fights have been staged as well.
No, not the one with Tommy Fury. That's the one that was actually.
So the one he loses, the one he loses isn't staged. Come on,
because it was an actual boxer. Yes, it was an actual boxer, and he lost.
Kind of like a celebrity boxer.
Y'all niggas terrible, man.
See,
y'all terrible, bro.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but you've just had half an hour of a team roast. You've just been roasted.
This has been your worst fucking half an hour on fucking YouTube. Absolutely shocking. Absolutely shocking, man.
No,
yeah,
man.
The time he went against an actual boxer, he lost. Like, come
on. Surely you want to cover the.
Yeah, man. That's because money. That's because none of y'all motherfuckers been in no fights. If you was in fights, you would understand. You gonna give some credit to the motherfucker across the ring from you. It's hard not to, bro. You gotta give this motherfucker a little bit of credit.
You're right. Look, that's what I said too. I give him credit because I mean, yeah, bro, he's fine. But look, bro, it's different because my boy Rob don't have fucking $3 million. He's not a Disney star. He doesn't have the fucking platform, so he's gonna start from the bottom of the gutter. You know.
TOB handing out participation trophies.
Tio's just keeping this narrative going because he wants to avoid talking about Keyshawn's little embarrassment of like a month ago.
Well, there's no news about Keyshawn. What are you holding? Time out. And I have been live since then. I just did an interview with Brian Norman. But there's no news. There was a live, bro. That was just the other day.
It was. Yeah, okay. I'll watch that.
See. There ain't been no news about Keyshawn. What you want to talk about, Keyshawn? What's up? Now you got my attention, Mark. What's up?
Well, when he, his last debacle that we missed weight and then decided to be all gangster and start punching people up in the back rooms after the fight because they beat his brother, and we haven't had a good chat about that.
We did. Yeah, I went live right after that shit. We talked about it.
Heavy went live on that.
You know what that was, Mark? Keyshawn wanted to give Jake Paul credit. And it just turned into a brawl.
Hey, man, y'all terrible.
You gotta watch out for them Virginians.
Yeah, man.
I challenge. What's he doing now?
Any one of you guys to go to your local boxing gym, climb off of your couch, go to one of your local boxing gym, and get a couple of rounds, just 2 rounds of sparring. And see how much respect you got for that man across the ring.
If I was in my mid-20s, I would do that straight away. But I'm more than double that age now.
Mark, if you was in your mid-20s,
that shit ain't happening.
If you was in your mid-20s, Nate Robinson would still knock you the fuck out.
I'd say
probably, yeah. I'd have a good crack though. And if you paid me, I'd even take on Jake Paul in my 20s, and if you paid me a bit of coin, I'd lay it down easily for him too.
He wouldn't have to pay you, man. He's knocking you the fuck out.
Nah, look, someone like Nate Ross.
He's gonna have to pay for that. You're gonna take my hoe. You're gonna pay.
Hey, I can live up to that name if I fight someone like Nate Robinson. 1 round, give me 1 round. I'm gonna live up to that name, bro. Trust me.
Anyway. Let's just say nobody's going to take him seriously until he fights someone of note and beats them.
All right, facts.
And maybe has to go to PBC or Top Rank or someone like that. Not under his control. Then and he wins. Okay, then we'll take some notes.
Wait, Mark, doesn't Cesar Chavez count?
No.
Wait, why?
I mean, it kind of.
Well, he was 39 years of age. Hadn't fought for fucking years. He's fucking now. He's getting booted out of the country because he hangs out with fucking gang members in fucking or gang. What do you fucking call it?
Cartel member.
A gang affiliate in fucking Mexico. Come on.
His dad did too. His
the
dad
man.
Oh yeah. Round 1. I mean, Rob, you say you giving him credit for fighters, for boxers. He just fought Chavez. He get credit for that?
Yeah, that's what I was just asking Mark, and Mark said no.
Yeah, but I'm
asking you. I'm asking you, Rob. I'm asking you.
I mean, Cesar Chavez Jr., he does have years of training, like on his in his he's established.
Grew up boxing. He grew up inside of a boxing ring.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't. You're pretty young, but once you get 39, bro, you're not that fucking old. 39 isn't. You're not. When it comes to being a professional athlete, you're over the hill. But as a man that you fuck around and get in a street fight with.
Listen to
That'll be
Heavy
something
trying
different.
to just set
Yeah, I
the
think
scenario.
I'm gonna give Jake Paul
It's the
credit for
truth.
the Julio Cesar Chavez because the guy like you said, you grew up in a boxing gym and you still beat this guy and he was like five and you've been only training for like 2 years.
If you give him enough money, you're gonna beat
Here
him.
come the bullshit. Here come the bullshit.
Let me
bullshit.
Hey, well, let's flip that script and go the bloke that grew up
You
in
yourself
the
said
boxing
he
ring.
did fuck all for the first 8 rounds and then started to compete after the 4th. With 4 to go or 2 to go. So,
look,
like I said, he's doing an RC on us here. Is fucking
at some
Theo.
point, we're just going to need to have a private discussion because this just isn't
An intervention. We need an intervention.
Yeah,
Nah,
an
fuck that,
intervention. We
man.
need
I
an
know what it's like to
intervention.
be. Y'all motherfuckers don't. I know what it's like to be in that dead tab with a motherfucker, man. And you almost feel like you're fighting for your life. So for him to climb off, I cannot sit here and say I'm not. And that's the only thing that I'm saying. I'm not saying like Jake Paul's this great fighter and he's about to make history. I'm not saying that shit. All I'm saying is I have to give him some credit for beating professional athletes. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
you give him all the credit you want. I'm giving him fuck all.
Heavy bags. You have to
give him a pride belt if it makes you feel better. Like just just.
It's not about what makes me feel better. It's just about what he deserves. You deserve some fucking credit, bro. You can't not give the man no credit for climbing in there with pro athletes.
I can give him 0 credit and I'll sleep fine at night.
Wait,
that's what's up.
Heavy bag.
That's just because you're a hater.
You are a hater.
Hey, DJ, if you
Rob.
put one of his fights on while you're in bed, you'll fall asleep fucking quicker.
What you say, Rob?
No, I was just gonna ask. He didn't remember. He didn't. I mean, you have to consider. You put into consideration. He didn't just hop off the couch. He hopped off a pile of money. You see, he had all this money to like get like this facility in this gym and get the best trainers and train and all that kind of stuff. Not a lot of people have that like those means though. So like,
yeah, but he still had to do. He had to do what first? Get off the fucking couch and then get serious about getting himself in condition.
Let's be clear. I'm not hating. I'm not hating the individual. I'm hating the illusion. Right?
And whatever money he put into the facilities or whatever the case may be, bro, you can get just as great as a workout, old school training, school.
Heavy.
But
I've got a couple of questions for you when you're ready, and it's not about Jake Paul.
All right, let me finish with Rob here. Then I got you, DJ. Go ahead, Rob.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say like all those I feel like if you're training old school, I feel like you'll have a less of a chance of beating those guys. I feel like you'd have to have like a more advanced trainers and a whole facility, like the stuff that Jake Paul has. Like that's what gives him more of a better chance of beating those guys, because like he has the money to pay for the best stuff, you know.
The best. What do you mean the best stuff? Like whatever
trainers,
whatever
best
equipment he's using, whatever equipment he's using, there's something that's equivalent to that equipment doing it natural, bro. You know what I mean? Whether you working on your power, whether you working on your upper body, your legs, you can do all of that shit without that equipment.
Equivalent, but he got like more enhanced stuff though, because he really
like what? Like name it, bro. What are you
like
doing?
the stuff?
Like what?
Okay, I don't know if like for example the stuff that Lamont Roach had. Remember when he was like trying to do his speed and stuff like that, like the whole like with the lights and stuff.
Well, I must have missed that. What part of his training?
Yeah, it was. I guess it was hand speed or whatever. It was like the lights would blink and like he would have to hit it before it stopped blinking, but like it blinked for like a split second and like you have to hit it before.
Yeah, I've seen that before. It's a reflex challenge.
Yeah. Like I don't know, like not a lot of people have money to afford like stuff like that, you know.
I mean, but there's other ways to train that type of speed. Like I don't think that's an advantage. Like, you know, that's like catching flies, bro. You can get in the room and like old school way to get that kind of speed where with the lights, they would try and catch flies. You know what I mean? So it's different ways to get the same kind of training. Yeah. You ever tried to catch a fly?
I mean, yeah. I don't.
So what have we moved? We've
That
moved
might
past
be
Jake
be
Paul
harder
to
than that
catching
shit
fucking
that he
flies
was
now,
doing.
have we?
No.
What's going on
I'm
here?
just talking about
Trying
like
to give him.
how Jake Paul has more of an advantage because he has the equipment. But Payback is
Oh, come
saying
on.
like
Let's
no. But
move
Heavyweight is
past this
saying
shit.
like you could get like something that's like the equivalent to
You
that.
are a hater.
All right, DJ, you got a couple questions for me. What's up?
Please,
Well,
DJ, please.
I'd like you to hear it heavy, but I think you just need to sit down and reflect on your life choices for a little bit. So I'll ask Punch. You still with us, Punch?
Yeah, I'm here.
Probably done nodded off. Oh, no, he's there.
No, he's still here. So next weekend, right? Forgetting about Jake Paul, all of that. Hoorah. Next weekend, we've got...
Hold up, goddammit. I steer this shit. We still talking about Jake Paul.
You drunk at the wheel. You drunk at the wheel, Eddie.
Go ahead.
We've dragged you out of the driver's seat.
Nobody on this panel is going to give Jake any credit, bro. Only for the loss he took. None of the wins.
Damn. All right, moving
Good
on.
fight against Fury, my nigga. The rest of that shit was some bullshit. Good fight against Fury, though.
All right, DJ, you got it.
Heavy, the best interventions are the ones that you don't see coming. And you just got one. Jake Paul ain't it.
I never said he was it. I just said you got to give him some credit, bro. You got to give him credit. And if you're not giving him credit,
DJ, for the love of fucking God, just ask your fucking question. Stop mentioning Jake Paul's fucking name.
Yeah, Jake Paul's not that interesting.
He won. I told you that's his favorite fighter, bro. That's his favorite fighter. He just doesn't want to admit it.
Are you kidding me?
Katie Taylor, Amanda Serrano, Alicia Baumgardner, Jennifer Miranda. There's a whole big card of female fighters next weekend, or 6 days, whatever. And then you got the Shakur card.
Yeah, ring 3, baby.
Yeah, it should be fun.
Shakur. I'm done. But continue.
So we've all got, well, there's a lot of different opinions about the female fighters, so maybe we'll leave that last. How do you actually look at the undercard there for Shakur and Zepeda? Leave that last, like Shakur and Zepeda. You got Belenga, Shiraz, Julio, Matthias, and Morel versus Kadiev.
Yeah, I got
best guess.
I got Morel, Matthias, Berlanga, and Shakur.
Oh, you think Matthias beats Julio?
Yeah, I think Matthias beat Polio. I think Polio lost to Sandra Morton. I think they robbed Sandra Morton. So.
Ooh.
I want to see Polio. I think Polio's a little bit overrated. He's all right, but I think if he was to fight Russell again, he'd lose.
So the question is, how do we rate it, or who do we have winning, or both?
David Morrell, he gonna look to bounce back after the Benvidez fight. You know what I mean? So I see. I think that's gonna be like an early knockout, that fight. Shakur is gonna beat the fuck out Williams Zepeda. Like I'm talking about the way he did Heron.
Yoshino. And,
it's
probably gonna be worse than Yoshino.
Yeah, it's gonna be bad. And Berlanga gonna knock Shiraz out. Shiraz looks scared of Berlanga. It look like Berlanga's in his head.
All right, Punchlock, you know your boxing, man.
Anyone
I don't know about
else?
that. I reckon Shiraz will win that, because if he wins that, he's going to get the Canelo fight next.
All right. You want to go next, Mark, or?
No, I'm good. I just wanted to slag off the Punch there for a second. You good? You go.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So Ring 3 event, I rated a 10 out of 10 overall. Like these fighters are like all of them are fighters that like that I'm very interested in seeing. Like all the fights I'm very interested in seeing. Yeah, I have David Morrell. I think David Morrell, he's going to come back and make a statement. He was always a pretty good fighter. Good footwork, great power, good speed. He had good defense in the Benvidez fight. You know, he's all. I mean, I would say he's kind of an all around good fighter. But I do have Puello beating Matias just because I feel like Puello has better fighting abilities. I feel like he's more slick. I feel like feel like Matias is just a Zepeda with more power. I feel like he doesn't really have like a bag or like an arsenal. I think he just has like all this power. With the Shakur fight, you already know I'm going for Shakur. I feel like it's going to be a worse than Yoshino or Yoshino part 2. He's gonna, like he said he's going to take his belt off and blow up Zepeda, and that's exactly what he's going to do. Hopefully we could get Tank after that if he's not ducking, or we could get Gary Antoine Russell. I'd like to see that. And then for the Berlanga and Shiraz, I don't know. I feel like Berlanga and Shiraz is like a 50-50. I don't know. I'm gonna go with Berlanga just because it's Berlanga.
Gary Antoine's 140, isn't he?
Yeah, but he said he would be willing to go down to fight Shakur at 135 if Tank doesn't pick up the phone.
Ooh.
Tank not picking up the phone to Shakur, man. He don't want that fight.
Tank is like a little girl, man. I don't know. He just, he doesn't really want. He's not eager to have the smoke. Like he's not eager for Shakur.
He's not eager to chase someone around the ring and get beaten.
Especially since he got cracked by Lamont Roach. He got cracked by a guy who has no power, who's pillow fisted. Like Shakur.
Same reason he didn't face. It's the same reason he didn't face Haney, in my opinion. He don't want nothing to Shakur because he knows that Shakur's too slick for him, and he'll beat him on points. It's as simple as that. It's never going to happen.
I feel like Shakur, he can not only beat him by decision, but he could get him by TKO because like since Lamont Roach dropped him and wobbled him.
Fuck off. Shakur not doing anybody by TKO.
No. Look,
you got fucking Bud. You got Bud beating Canelo by TKO.
Exactly.
That's Shakur beating somebody by TKO.
Heck yeah! Because look, this is my explanation behind that. This is my explanation.
Whatever you're drinking, just stop drinking it for a little bit. You'll be fine. Have some water.
Wait. This is my explanation because look, Lamont dropped and wobbled Tank. Imagine what Shakur's going to do. Shakur has way more power than Lamont Roach.
I'm going to pretend I didn't even fucking hear that. I'm going to pretend I didn't even fucking hear that.
What do you mean? He got stoppages recently. Lamont hasn't got a stoppage in years.
Man, there's chins and then there's chins. Just don't believe everything you see.
Oh my gosh!
Did we kick Heavy Bag off his own channel?
Oh no!
He's cracked the shits because we stopped talking about Jake Paul.
Well, he's assessing life choices, I hope.
What a good think about it, you reckon?
Yeah, round one. Yeah, you see round one. Shakur got more power. He said in the backstage.
I would agree he got more power, but probably not much more.
I think round one's pulling the piss. That's what he's doing.
Oh my god, it's a good gap. I would say that it's a good gap in power, bro.
It's a decent gap, yeah.
Shakur will outbox. I reckon Shakur will outbox anybody, but I don't see him knocking nobody out.
No, TKO, he's not a knockout. Yeah, of course.
Nah, I don't see him stopping anybody.
Shakur about to stop Zepeda, man.
Well, he's back.
Yeah, Shakur about to stop.
Yeah, my bad. I had to take a piss, bro.
Mark?
Pay the water bill. Apparently, it's cold.
Yeah, pay that water bill. Yeah, Zepeda. I'm telling y'all, man. Shakur finna he about to. He about to. Don't be surprised if he stops Zepeda. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I think I see that too, Heavy. I think he's gonna beat the brakes off Zepeda.
Yeah, 6th, 7th round coming. It's gonna be target practice, man. It might get real bad for Zepeda, and then when the frustration sits in, oh man.
If Shakur's fucking hands don't break in the process, but anyway.
Yeah,
and this would be the fight because he's gonna have so many opportunities to hit him.
Heck yeah. And he's going to design his own offense, too. He's going to be hitting him with combinations because he has rapid attack speed, man. I give his hand speed like a 9.5 out of 10. But overall, I don't know what these claims of him not having power came from. Like, ever since I discovered Shakur, he stopped fighters at 126. He stopped fighters at 130. He went up to 135. He stopped the fighter when he first came in.
He's only got 11 KOs.
Respect with one hand.
The only fighter.
He stopped Padley. Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah.
He's only got 11 KOs. So when you only got 11 KOs, nobody's going to view you as somebody.
But that doesn't mean you don't have any power.
Padley was a fucking late replacement, and he's the only one he stopped at 135, isn't he?
No, that's not true. He stopped Yoshino, and that was his first fight.
Yeah, that was his first fight.
Okay, so his first fight at 35. So all them fights in between. You know,
and
to answer your question, it doesn't mean he doesn't have power. It just means nobody's going to view him as having power. That's all.
Okay.
You know
yeah.
I mean?
Oh, well, that doesn't matter. Just because somebody doesn't view you as having power, don't mean you don't have it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But you trying to defend him as to having power, and again, nobody's going to believe that shit.
Oh yeah, I mean, just because they don't believe it, don't make it true. You feel me? Like we got the evidence.
Exactly.
That's right.
But yeah, man, I think his next knockout is Zepeda. If not, then that means Zepeda has switched his whole style, and he's fighting the fight that Shakur wants him to fight, where he's not throwing 1,000 punches in the fight. You know what I'm saying? So Shakur made him change his whole game, and that only plays into the favor of Shakur as well, because everybody knows Zepeda's not going to outbox Shakur. But yeah, what else was y'all talking about, man? My bad.
Oh yeah, but but that was a great analysis though, Heavy Bags. I agree with that 100%. What you said about Shakur. Right. But who do you guys? I wanted to ask. I know I'm late. Who do you guys have in regards to Devin Haney versus Brian Norman?
Oh, that's easy.
Norman for me. I got Norman.
You got B Norm the Storm. They grab their boots and run. Oh my! I can't believe you said that. Bro.
That was tough on the wordplay for him for sure. But yeah, I got Norman too, man. Listen,
Norman Jr., the new face of boxing in America, man. I can write that shit down.
You got
all
you guys
I like that, Mark.
Norman?
I think so. I don't know if DJ's got Brian Norman, but I think everybody else does. And for me,
don't single me out. I reckon Norman. What did I say? I reckon
DJ got Haney by knockout.
No,
sounds about right.
Listen here, memory of a fish. A castle. No, I said that Brian Norman's got the capability of making this the first and last fight at 47 for Devin Haney.
Yeah, he did say that. But is you picking Brian Norman though?
Yeah, I got to favor Norman.
and I'm picking Brian Norman for this reason for sure. I do believe, and I said this earlier as well, I do believe Turkey coming out and saying and basically addressing him and William Skull and anybody else who's performed like those guys, no more Tom and Jerry shit. You're not going to receive my support. If you're not leaving it all in the ring, you're not going to receive my support. Bottom line, that's going to affect the way that he fights. And if he's to be victorious over Brian Norman, he needs to run. But I think he's going to make some life decisions in there, and that's what's going to get him caught up.
See, the big question here, Rob, is who the fuck have you got? Because you like that pity patter fucking run around the back foot fucking run around the ring bullshit.
God,
so I'm thinking you got Haney, yeah?
yeah. I feel like Devin Haney is the better fighter. I feel like he has the better fighter.
There we go. We don't need a fucking analysis. All we need to hear is one or the other. Who you got?
I got Haney. I got Haney winning.
See, fucking told you. I fucking told you. Pity patter run around the ring backwards, fucking bullshit. You love that shit.
No. I feel like Devin Haney's a good counter puncher too. I feel like he's a better counter puncher than Norman. I feel like, and remember when he hit, when I feel like Haney could possibly drop Norman because look. When he hit,
goodness.
Oh my goodness!
Look, when he hit Jose,
hold on, another half a bag. Whatever you got, half a bag. Just send that shit to me.
Normally I can agree with some of the shit you saying, but boy, you talking crazy.
No, look, Eddie Banks, look. When he hit Jose, it did something. It had an effect. It would wobble him. It would like he would do so. It would do something to Jose. I noticed that in that fight. That's what I'm saying. Like if he hit Norman some good times, bro.
Come on, Haney couldn't hurt the kid at the carnival.
Oh my gosh. Mark, he was hurting Jose. He knocked him off balance and everything.
If Haney couldn't knock down a lot of those guys, If Haney
No,
could
but
knock
it was
down
times
some
where
of
he'd
those
hit
guys he
Jose
was coming in
and he would
15 and
wobble him.
20 pounds heavier than, I just don't see him. Bro, he came. Look how big he was over Regis. Look how big he was over Loma. Look how big
He
he was
dropped
over these
Regis?
guys. Yeah, he dropped Regis. But I'm just saying, look how big he was over those guys come fight night. It's not going to be the same at 47. And I can't. It's hard for me to see him going up and dropping somebody. That's almost impossible.
Well, it must be a wild ride. It must be a wild ride in your head, Rob. Telling you now, that look better than the roller coaster at the show, man.
Like, it has some effect, man. Like, he got something. It has something in those fists, bro. It's not all fillers.
Who has Haney?
Haney, yeah. I'm telling you, bro. When he hit Jose, bro, my eyes don't deceive me, bro. He was knocking him off balance and everything.
That's right. That's your opinion, and you're entitled to it, Rob.
That ain't no opinion.
Bro, let me say something, man. Jose was never in trouble at all in that fight.
No,
bro,
okay, but look, it did affect. I'm just saying his punches did affect him. It would like knock him off balance, and it would like you could see how it hurt him. Like you could see it hurt him, bro.
I'll tell you what, if Haney stops moving for 10 seconds, Norman gonna knock his fucking ass out. He can look like that Sasaki dude the other week.
Yeah.
I can't believe Punch isn't going scorched earth at this time. Like,
and Haney
playing a video game.
Yeah, I'm saying here, I'm talking to y'all, but I'm also getting it cracking.
Yeah.
How do you know that?
Also, bro, like,
do you put money on fights? Like, are you just losing every time that you bet on a fighter? Like,
I'm thinking about starting to put money on my fights. Though. I should.
Don't do that, Rob. Don't do that, Rob. Don't do that.
Picks, Rob. You'll be all right.
You'll be sleeping on the streets, man.
Wait, man. I got the
bankrupt. You go bankrupt in no fucking time.
Damn.
I could heavy bags. I can show you.
Yeah,
I can show you the clips that I'm talking about with Haney and Jose.
Rob,
listen, I never want to see anything from that fight ever again.
Rob, I don't know what you smoking, bro, but you need to. I thought I'm from Cali. I thought we got the good shit here, but you smoking on something else, buddy. Like, what is that you smoking on, bro?
I never want to see a highlight clip. I don't ever want to see nothing from that fight ever again in life, bro.
That whole
it's
damn
funny because the first couple minutes, it's funny because I seen a little short, and it was like the first couple like what minute of the fight, like they were like circling around, and Devin was just not throwing, and I think you could see Jose doing the same thing, but then he kind of like faints a little, but they're both fainting, they ain't touching, they ain't throw leather really to like the fucking end of that first round, I believe, or some shit, man. Because man, that's the only highlight, and it's funny because it was just like a little clown music in the background or some shit, like some clown music or some shit, and I was just laughing, bro. That's the only clip I seen, and I just like it because it's funny, because it is, bro. Like that first minute, ain't nobody fucking through any, bro.
It was trash, man. It was trash.
Ramo,
I would never refer that fight for nothing. But listen, if Norman ain't on his A game, Devin could get in there and but I don't know, man. Norman is just proven to be so sharp. I think he's a better counterpuncher than you think he is, Rob. Maybe you didn't watch the Sasaki fight.
Oh, I did.
Did you watch this? So did you see that Sasaki was on the front foot, and did you see how many times he countered Sasaki? Now, I'm not saying that he's the same as Devin Haney, but I thought it showed you glimpses of just how good of a counterpuncher he is. Now, I think it's the footwork that people believe could be the issue. But at 23, man, 23 now, or 24 is he? I don't think his footwork is horrible neither. I think I don't know, man. Like when Devin is in there with somebody his size, his age, it's different. It's different.
Yeah, I feel like
yeah, Ryan Garcia showed us that.
Yeah, I feel like Devin Haney. Yeah, Brian Norman Jr. He has neat counterpunching, but I feel like Devin Haney he has a way faster jab than Brian Norman, and I feel like he has a faster He has a faster reaction speed than Brian Norman. That's what makes his counter attacking faster. I mean, better.
I think it's a good fight, but I think it's a bad mistake by the Haneys. But yeah, that's about it.
What? Oh, damn, see. Brian Norman Sr. is releasing sparring stories now. Oh shit. He really trying to get stir some shit now. I'm looking at my phone, I get the notification. Shout out to Dante's Boxing Nation.
Put it up on the screen, Evie. Let's have it.
Well, nah, I ain't gonna throw his content up here, but I'm gonna just read I'm gonna read the title. It says Brian Norman forces Gervonta to quit and leave him bleeding everywhere in sparring, says Senior. Man, that's some new shit I gotta ask him when I get him back on the show. That's crazy work. I ain't never heard that shit.
Hey, is there
footage of the sparring then? No?
I don't know.
Okay.
Now he said Brian Norman hadn't sparred Tank since he was about 17, bro. So he said 17 and 21. So
I don't see what's the point. I don't see the point of that because look, fucking Tank ain't going to come up to fucking 47.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. You know what I mean?
Maybe he sparred him, getting ready for the
Shakur
fight.
It's not a horrible idea to entice him though. You know, sometimes maybe you got to throw your hat in the ring too. Fuck it.
Tank not gonna face fucking Norman.
Right, for sure.
No fucking way.
And now I agree with you 100%. But if I'm Team Norman, I just take a shot too. Fuck it. Everybody else took a shot. I take a shot too.
Fuck Tank.
Fuck yeah, exactly. Fuck
it. He got to do something. He got to sell the fight.
Who?
Hey.
Who?
Tinky Tank, DJ. Tinky Tank.
This is the thing too. Like what we're saying about like the first topic, like about who's gonna headline. Is it gonna be David or Devin? Maybe Turkey might not want to headline Devin again for his last fight. But then I'm always like, yeah, but I'm pretty sure he saw that Brian Norman Jr. fight, and this is why he made it because, I don't know, man. I just feel like that this fight could be like it's kind of hard. Now I'm not thinking it's gonna be a main event though, but maybe that's why I don't really think of it because he'd probably be looking at Haney like.
Listen, round one, don't fall victim to trying to make the fight more competitive than it's going to be. We all do this, right?
Look at this comment. Tank the truth, he reckons.
Shout out my guy, Mr. AGR. My boy come telling you, listen, man, y'all heard this?
Delusional.
Mr. AGR
delusional
told y'all,
motherfuckers.
Tank is the truth. Y'all about to listen up, bro. Shout out Mr. AGR, man.
Well, let's see Tank come up and face fucking Norman then. That'll be there. If you beat Norman, you the truth. Fuck yeah.
Mr. AGR coming through with the gospel.
Hey, I wanted to ask you all, who do you all have? Edwin or Floyd Schofield?
Edwin De Los Santos?
Yeah.
Man, he might knock Floyd ass out. That's the fight they making next?
It might be.
I hope so, man. That'll be now. That'll be good. Fuck. Oh man. Now, y'all remember what I said?
Arnie Hofield will just fucking hypnotize him again, and fucking he'll just march through that dude.
Now, I don't think y'all was here, or you was here, Rob, in round one, maybe. But all of these guys picked Tevin to win, and I was trying to tell them what Schofield was going to do.
Remember, I told you Tevin is going to.
Hey, don't include me in that shit. I didn't say Tevin was going to win.
I said Tevin's going to drop that boy. Tevin's going to get robbed. Yeah, I was saying all this.
I don't remember that shit.
Yeah, I remember I was saying that. You were saying something else. You were like, okay, but I mean, shit, man. That's the thing, man. I was going for Tevin. I thought if I was going for Schofield, I think he was going to go 12 rounds. I wasn't thinking round one like that, especially like that. So, yeah, man, I'm looking at Schofield a different way.
I don't know, but I can put exactly what I said. I'm about to
So round one for a few of us, we had to live that for a whole week. Heavy coming at us.
No, you were right.
I told
you
you.
did say that,
I
Heavy.
told
You
you.
did say that.
I told you.
You did say that.
But
But
now,
just you said the rest of us, and I'm here, and I did not fucking say that.
oh, okay. My
I'm
bad,
not
Mark.
taking any accountability for anybody
I hate
else's
to put
bad
you
decisions.
I hate to put you in the bunch with the rest of those losers.
Oh, look, I'll own up to it. I think I'm probably on air. There's receipts of me just saying I'm going for Tevin because you were going for Schofield.
And then, but I mean, it was a little bit of, you was trying to use some reverse psychology there, but that was really your pick.
I do remember the conversation. I think Punch going a little bit quiet over there in the corner.
Yeah, Punch picked Tevin too. But this one right here, if De Los Santos is really a fight that's on the table that they or you know, another one that they want to throw at him, that's a real.
Is that dangerous?
I don't feel, hell yeah, because I don't feel the same way other people feel. And now that it's not Keyshawn, I'm gonna still keep the same energy. I think this is a guy who's had a long layoff, who's well rested, who is extremely dangerous, and you could fuck around and find out. You know what
I
I
still
mean?
want to see him and Mason though. Kid and Mason.
That'll come. Mason getting he's about to get a title. Floyd's, he took the WBA route, so all he can do is put pressure on Tank. You know how that's
Or
probably
get a
gonna work
Reggie
out.
belt, if not, you know, or an interim belt, whatever, you know, Reggie or interim, I don't know.
Isn't that what he just picked up? Did he just pick that up versus Tevin?
Reggie and interim is the same thing, round one.
No, because
there's only one real belt in every division.
Because remember when Haney was the WBA super, because he was the undisputed champ, he got it from what's his name, or Cambosis, you know, because it was hot potato for a minute, right? And then Tank, he was the WBA Reggie holder. He had the Reggie belt at 135. And then he had it at 140, but at 130 he got the super, you know. So yeah,
he beat Leo. He beat Leo at 30.
Yeah,
he beat Gamboa at 35.
Yeah,
and then he got
beat,
elevated.
What's his name?
Barrios, and he beat Barrios at 40.
The Reggie champ. Yeah.
So Mr. AGR must be having a good night.
Let me tell you what. At that
time,
you're
right.
When Devin was the WBA super, and you had Tank the Reggie belt, fucking Rolly was the WBA interim belt, bro. He had the interim title, bro. So it's like the WBA. Then I mean, shit, bro. I guess they do what they do, bro. Because that's crazy. How you gonna get a super champion, a Reggie champion, and an interim champion? You know, like even Floyd said that. He was like, man, the WBA, they need to stop throwing these belts. Like, who's the champion? They're like, who was the real champion? Like, Tank had a belt.
I don't know how
Reggie
we got here, but yeah, man, we all that's. The
just,
WBA been
bro,
full of
so
bullshit.
I could see that happening, maybe. I mean, I don't know. I gotta see because
but Jake Paul needs credibility, Heavy.
But the WBA.
I didn't say it. What?
Oh my god!
And Mr. AGR, he must be hanging out. He hanging out at Rob's house smoking that same shit Rob's smoking, because that is just delusional as fuck.
Bro. Brian Norman is not better than no Haney.
Haney finna get done dirty.
Bro,
Brian is not better than Haney.
Be a boring fight, maybe.
Brian just got more power than Haney, but he's not better than him.
We gonna find out.
Oh, we're gonna fucking find out, bro.
We gonna find out.
We are gonna find out.
Y'all need to stop doubting
AGR, he say,
bro.
who you got, Heavy? Canelo or versus Crawford? I like Canelo, bro. I like Canelo.
Why would you even say that?
I know probably some of these. I know some of these predictions is probably fucking you up too, Miss AGR.
Punch gonna come in. Punch about to pause his fucking game and come in hot now.
Yeah. I got Canelo, bro.
My time in the sun against Heavy's ass. Canelo Crawford.
Rob's got
Everybody who took Canelo
Crawford by TKO in that fight.
Oh my god! Hey, that's
Everybody,
Rob.
hold up.
His
I
rant
think
on
it's
his-
just me and Nine. Everybody's got Crawford, right? Except for me and Nine, right?
No, I got Canelo too.
No,
So
no,
it's me,
no.
Bud, and
Hey,
nine. Because
see,
yeah, even
see,
Slick.
there
I
you
think
go
Slick
again,
got
Heavy.
Garbage,
Bud,
You're
man.
including
Canelo.
me
Yeah,
in
bro.
all.
If you look,
Oh, okay. My
Crawford,
bad,
Crawford
Mark.
finna, Crawford finna
Who
outbox
you
I'm
got?
not
Canelo.
fucking
no, bro.
all.
Look, that's the thing though. Cause he's moving up 2 divisions, and that's the
But
thing, bro.
hold
It's
up. So
hard.
Mark, you got Canelo?
Um. Okay, yeah, I've been thinking about it for ages, and there's still a while to go. But fuck it, I'm
Put
going
it
to go
out, you
all
little
in right
fart.
here. I'm going to go. Yeah, fuck you. I'm going to go all in right here. I'll be cheering for Bud to win. I want Bud to win, but if I had to put my fucking money on it, I'd put Canelo. I'm going Canelo to win.
See,
Put
that's
the house
exactly
on
how I
Bud,
feel.
man.
I feel the same way. I will be in Allegiant Stadium September 13th afternoon rooting for Bud Crawford. But before then, I would have sneakingly went to the bookies and put my money on Canelo.
Oh my god!
That's how that's gonna
Exactly.
go.
Heavy.
That's
Hey,
how I
Heavy's
would
a
do
man
it.
of his
Yeah.
words. I can see him do that.
AGR, man,
It's
you
facts.
gotta switch, bro.
Yeah, it's a fact, bro. Oh, you say I got Canelo too. Respect the Bud for sure, man. You gotta
Yeah, I
respect the
mean,
Bud.
and to
I think
me,
he's.
But
And see,
like
my
I
thing
said,
is real quick. Think about this. When's the last time Canelo fought? You would probably, and maybe one of y'all can pull it up. I'm just too tired to do it. When's the
Canelo
last
fought
time
only about.
Canelo fought somebody who was 100? Who fought? When's the last time Canelo fought somebody who fought at 147 pounds?
Well, that was that Amir Khan.
yeah,
What was that?
probably Amir
How
Khan.
fucking long ago was that?
4 years ago?
That was in
What?
2016.
5 years ago?
That was 9
That wasn't no
years ago.
fucking 4 or
9.
5 years ago.
That
That
was
was a
9 years.
decade
That
ago.
was
I'd say like 10
2016.
years
Oh,
ago.
okay.
2016.
Yeah.
2016 is when he took that Amir Khan. It was
Yeah,
I think the Friday weekend, I believe.
I'll ask the question then. How long ago was it that Bud fought someone at 168?
Never.
And
There
that's
you
the
go.
thing. It's like he's
You know what
moving
I'm
up 2
saying?
divisions. And it's
There you
like,
go.
And now you
And
finna put somebody that was that
when was
small in front of
and
Canelo?
when was the
Not
last
small. They're
time?
around the same size, bro. They just
When was
fighting.
the
They was fighting
yeah,
at
but when
No,
was
they
the?
heavyweight.
not,
Hang
bro.
on,
Yeah, they are.
hang the fuck on. And when was the last time Bud fought at anywhere near 168? Like weight, and then probably coming in at 175 or something. When was the last time he
I
did
don't think
that?
he's never fought there yet. No.
The same answer as the one before. Never.
Yeah, never,
Facts.
man. Yeah.
Facts.
Crawford finna
Man.
outbox Canelo, man.
Yeah, that's the
Oh,
thing.
beat
And
the
But
fuck out
no, they
he's
not the same size because
it's different. He could if he was in
He
the same
could.
division, you know. But
I'm
it's like
saying, I'm telling you, I'm going for
look
Crawford.
at
I hope
Charlo,
Crawford
bro.
wins, but I
Look.
just do not
Let's
fucking
look at
see it.
Charlo, bro. Let's look at Jamel
And
Charlo,
yes,
bro.
Punch, you can fucking write that down.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey, round one,
Yeah.
Jamel Charlo. That name is banned
Oh
everywhere.
my god, bro. You
Not
guys are
on this
hating on my
channel,
boy
or
too. You guys hate
it
on my boy
should be
Boogie.
banned.
You guys hate on my boy Jamel. Man, you
No,
gotta be
don't
Man,
come on. I
hey,
love to hear
don't
it,
even
Jamel.
get me
I want
started on
Crawford's
that
shout
walking
out
around like
Jamel,
he's
man.
170.
I want to see
180,
Jamel
bro.
come.
This is nothing to
I
him.
want to see Jamel come back and get his ass whooped. That's what
Okay,
I want to see.
look. The thing about Jamel was he was the undisputed guy. He was the guy
He's
at
a fucking
154.
ducker.
Look. he was the guy. He's taller than Bud and Canelo. He got reach.
Man,
He
which
moved up
name,
2
name
divisions.
me one
And
other
listen,
fighter in the
he's
history of the
abnormal.
sport
You
that has
think you're
Canelo's
been
missing?
pushing
champion in
baby, so Bud
recess
ain't gonna
for
do it.
3
Hey,
Fuck out my
years.
face with that shit.
Round
round one,
one?
Yeah,
round one.
yeah.
I know
One?
people that are taller than me, and fucking, and I went to high school with them, and we were the same gender. Well, we were both boys when we were at high school. Now, one of them, he ain't no fucking boy anymore. He's had
Oh
the
my god.
operations.
Round one.
Just
Listen.
because you're tall and whatnot, don't mean you got balls.
No, I know
And,
that, but
and
that's what I'm
and
saying.
Charlo got
That's what
no
I'm
fucking
saying.
balls.
Like that, but that's
Re-
what I'm saying. I'm just saying, like that's what I'm saying. He's moving up 2 divisions, Charlo, and I was giving him a shot until like I seen the fight,
Please.
and my brother was telling me, "Nah, he's just there for the pay. He's not gonna do nothing with Canelo."
Oh, let's
And it's
all get
playing
on the
out,
same
man. So
shit
I'm like,
as
Yeah,
Rob.
man.
nah,
We
this
not
Bud.
finna go down this Jamel Charlo rabbit hole. But that was the last small
We
guy he
can.
fought,
We
and he
can as long as
folded
Rob
up.
wants to share whatever the fuck he's smoking.
Canelo folded his ass up too. Soon
Canelo
as
has
he
nothing
touched
on this
him.
guy, man.
Yeah, if they were the same size, you know
They
what I
are
mean?
the same
Then
size.
yeah.
No, the
I'm
weight,
good.
the
Well,
same weight.
if him and Canelo the same size, then Canelo and Benvidez the same size.
No, look, heavy bags. Crawford walk around weight is like 177, 180
No, it's
something.
No,
Like,
not,
yeah, but
bro.
it's like
Who the
it's like
fuck
no,
told you
it's
that
just the
lie,
mass,
bro?
Rob.
what
The
he
mass,
he was on?
Rob,
Yeah. What
Rob.
do you mean? He took a picture of him on the weight
Yeah,
scale
the
at
mass
177 and
though,
180
Rob. The
something.
mass though. If you
So you
look
don't
at the
think he's
mass,
been bulk? You don't think he's been bulking up, bro?
What do you mean? No. This is like years ago when he was like he showed like a picture of him on the scale at like 180 or 170 something.
No,
177
bro.
or
That was just the 180 joint. That was he just released that a couple months ago, man. What are you talking about?
No. This was like a while ago. It's like it's like pictures. It's like I don't know. It's like a YouTube video and everything.
No, man. Bud Crawford has not been sucking down 40 pounds, bro. What do you
Yeah, bro. That's his walk around rate, man. I mean, I don't know. I just seen it. I've seen a picture of it. Like it was on a scale.
That's
And
a
stuff.
lie, man. Where's the picture?
Heavy.
It's a lot of bullshit out here now, Rob. You can't be falling for the bullshit.
I mean, he said on X that he was 180 something.
Hello. Slick did put a picture up last week, I think it was, and it was a picture of Bud and Canelo, but in the middle was, I think it's Amanda Serrano, back when Canelo had surgery on his right hand because his hand's still in a cast. They looked about the same size. Bud looked a little bit pudgy, to be honest.
Yeah, and Canelo and Benvidez, they are the same size as Benvidez.
That's a long time
oh my
ago.
God,
They are the same size as Benvidez, bro.
I guess if you look
they're
at
not
it,
6'1", 6'2". No.
I think Bud is
Don't
like
fucking
what,
matter.
5'9"? What is he? 5'8",
Don't
5'9"?
fucking
And
matter.
Canelo's like 5'8". So yeah, they're about the same size in a way. They're just 1 inch apart.
Thank God you're tucked up in your house at the moment, Heavy. You seem like you're going to take on the world.
Y'all got me ready to spar, man.
Yeah, Crawford
But
might stop Canelo to the body.
Hey, do some sparring with Jake Paul.
Somebody going to get sacked tomorrow.
Yeah, man, but
they all getting
man, I don't want to
fired,
hear
Mark.
that same side shit, bro. Because
The whole
it was
company's getting fired tomorrow.
No. At one point, Bud Crawford was screaming his weight class is for a reason, and he didn't see himself fighting Canelo because he understood how big those guys are up there, and he understood that if he's in shape and he's going hard and he's pushing his body, he's never going to be 168 pounds. When Bud is in like shape, he's not going to be nowhere near 168 pounds. He has to bulk up to do that shit.
No, heavy.
If Canelo is in shape, he's 168-ish pounds.
Heavy.
It's a difference.
Heavy. That's before he actually analyzed Canelo and he realized he not that much bigger. You feel me? Like bro, like Canelo has nothing on Bud, man. Like
he was saying that as far as the height goes.
Yeah, but listen, Rob,
but that's the thing, though. Canelo's got more mass.
there is a height difference. There's no height difference, and Bud's got a bigger reach. But like Heavy's trying to say, there's Canelo's been at 168 for how many years now? I don't know.
And he's fought nobody.
Since 2019, I believe, bro. Since 2019.
4 years. There you go.
4 or 5 years.
Bud jumping up 3 fucking weight classes in what 2 year and a half, 2 years, and 2 fights. There's a big difference. There's a big difference of being one weight and being there for 3, 4, 5
and it's crazy
years.
too because you bring.
But Bud's gonna feel more comfortable because he don't gotta cut weight.
But will he? Because he's never fought with that extra weight on.
It's crazy because when you bring
he sparred.
brings that up, Mark, you bring that up too because look at Canelo at 168. He fought who? Rocky Fielding, right? Look, if you look at Canelo at 168, he fought Rocky Fielding first, right, for the Reggie belt. Then he moved down and then moved 2 divisions up after the Jacobs fight to fight Kovalev. And that was like in a year span type, kind of like so. And we, like you're saying, look at Bud, bro. He took another year off, going up 2 divisions. After taking 1 year off, going up 1 division. You know, this is why I'm going for Canelo because I I don't see Bud doing something.
Yeah.
Listen, Jermell, bro. I'm talking about Jermell, and he had to reach inside. I thought he could make it a good fight. No, it wasn't competitive, bro. So it's kind of hard, bro. I can't
But
put Bud on that.
Jamel's not
I'd say
nowhere near Bud's
Bud's gonna
level.
make it a better fight than fucking Jamel. That was pathetic. That was
Hopefully
bullshit.
so. But let me make
That dude
this
never
point to
even
you,
came to
Rob.
fight.
Understand this, Rob.
That's what I'm
How much do you weigh, Rob? How much you weigh, Rob?
Like 180, 178, something.
Okay, 180, 178. Now, if you
Oh,
started
yeah,
a
you could
regiment
definitely fight Jake
tomorrow,
Paul.
if you started exercising and working out and going crazy tomorrow, right? Trying to get in the best shape, you're going to lose weight, bro. Right? Now I don't know if you athletic or if you work
Yeah,
out.
I work on basketball every day, man, and I also do in-house workouts like 200 push-ups and stuff like that. So yeah.
Oh, okay, so again, so you're right around where your body, as is comfortable being at. That's your weight as your in shape weight. So you would say you're in shape.
Heck yeah.
Now that's like, all right. So your body's telling you I'm in shape and I'm 180 pounds. And that's me in shape. Now now you got to tell your body, even though you're in shape, you got to go fight next week at 210 pounds. That's where Bud is at, bro. If Bud was just working out and he's getting his body in the best shape he can, I bet you he's a 54 guy, no more than 60. You feel me?
Just walk around weight, big like my weight, like 170 something.
Because that's, you say, why is what now?
I mean, how? I mean, you said because
but that's right. No, you're right, Rob. Your walk around weight, but walk around weight and fighting weight are completely fucking different.
That's different. Like once you have a training camp, that's gonna be your walk around weight is gonna be different, right? Just like if you off for the summer and you about to start basketball camp because you got a season coming up, that shit's gonna be different, right?
Right.
Yeah,
but it's
like
like,
you're not.
I heard
You're about to work.
Casino.
You're about to work your way back to 180 pounds, back into shape. But again, if Bud is in shape, he's probably 54, somewhere between 54 and 60.
Yeah.
But now we telling him you gotta pack on weight. You know what I mean? On top of being in shape. That's where he's at. Whereas to Canelo, he's cutting weight. Bud's not going to have to cut weight, and that's the difference. Bud's not going to have to cut weight for this fight. I guarantee you.
Which is good.
But I heard Casino was on Slick's Live last weekend, whatever it was, and he said that Bud's he's obviously had to put muscle on. Now he reckoned that he called it fluff muscle, which is and then he described it as new muscle, whereas it will be for Bud because he's not had. He can't carry all that muscle at the lower weights. But whereas what's his name, Canelo is the same height basically, but he's been carrying that muscle, so it's not new muscle, it's hardened muscle. It's been there for ages. Whereas Bud it's gonna be newer muscle that hasn't been there for a hell of a long time.
Facts. And you got to look at the physiques as well. Look how wide when you look at Canelo's torso.
Exactly.
Look how wide his midsection and his torso is. Then look how wide his fucking shoulders and his back is. It's equipped. It's equipped to carry that weight. That's why he's going to. And people have been saying this shit for years that Canelo walks around close to 200 pounds, bro. His home team, there's people from his team, Oscar Valdez, fucking Jaime Munguia, they all have said this shit about Canelo. You know what I mean? He's just a naturally bigger, short guy. We know those short, thick, stocky motherfuckers, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's like Slick's always said, watch out for them fucking wide back motherfuckers.
Yeah, bro.
And that's what Canelo is. I mean, Bud can probably get to that weight, but is it going to be his optimal fighting fucking weight? And I don't think it is. It's going to be too heavy for the way he's going to need to move in an 18-foot fucking ring. You know what I mean? He's going to need to be quick and sharp. And can he do that at 168? I don't know. Well, I don't think so.
I think so because he's been sparring. He's been testing with it. So we'll see.
Man,
Sparring and fighting a motherfucker like Canelo is different.
We're gonna fucking see,
but
Rob.
I'm just saying sparring
We're
is
gonna
like
see.
he's getting the feel for fighting. Like he's getting the feel for fighting at that weight.
But he's fighting
Yeah.
like his partner, like what's his name? The guy who fought Pacheco.
Steven Nelson.
Someone like
No.
that. Come
He's
on,
also sparring Lester Martinez, who's a bigger power puncher than the Canelo.
Yeah, but look, how many times do we have to hear the fucking saying that sparring is sparring?
Yeah, it's gonna be different. My whole thing is when he gets
with
touched.
heavyweights, bro. He spars with heavyweights, but I'm not saying he
So has Bud.
Yeah, but it's not like Canelo could go up and fight Usyk and shit. You know, it's different.
Like, but he put a heavy.
But I think this is why I like this. This is why I like this fight, because we can sit here and go back and forwards, and there's attributes one way and there's attributes the other. You know what I mean? It's going to be I think it's going to be a tremendous fight until it's not.
I'm gonna still make the same case that you haven't seen Canelo fight nobody from 147 pounds for a long time, and that's for a reason. And as soon as we got to see how he reacts when he touches him, bro. It's gonna be different, man. Because
well, we seen him fight one from
Crawford coming.
We saw
in
him
there
fight someone from 100.
That somehow, some way, this shit might not hurt, but this shit's gonna hurt.
We saw someone from. And the biggest and the best from 154 pound go up and challenge him, and how did that fucking go?
Horrible.
Exactly.
But he's nowhere as skilled.
On the flip side, I'm gonna say if anybody can pull it off, it'll be Bud Crawford. But
I think Bud's a lot better than Jamel for sure. But
heavy bags.
But still, I don't know. I just don't see
right.
it.
No, I was gonna say like Lester. I mean, there's fighters who hit harder in sparring gloves than a fighter does in real fighting gloves.
And that don't mean that Bud is in there with those guys.
Yeah, he is. Lester is one of those guys, and he's building up durability to fight Canelo.
Yo, Lester is not in there teeing off on Bud Crawford. If you think he's in there teeing off on Bud Crawford, so it doesn't fucking matter.
It does, because he's doing it in a way that builds up his durability. He's not teeing off on him, but he's doing it in a way that he builds up like.
And if Lester's that fucking good, why isn't he a champion?
Canelo's gonna tee off.
No, it's just about the power.
Okay, Rob, remember when Canelo was gonna fight like Macaboo? Bro, I was like, dude, Canelo's gonna lose, bro. You know why? Because he's fucking moving up 2 more weight divisions, and he's not accustomed to 175. Like, yeah, he knocked out Kovalev, but he got outboxed. Oh no, wait. Yeah, he got outboxed. But wait, was that before the Bivol fight or after? No, it was.
The Macaboo, that was before. That was before the Bivol fight.
Before the Bivol fight. Yeah, so he was looking up to move up. So people are all like, oh, the Canelo fans were like, oh man, Canelo's gonna knock out Macaboo. This guy, like, probably the weakest champ or something. Like, at the same time, bro, Macaboo's a big motherfucker, dude. Like, y'all motherfuckers just think like some people could walk in there and just because of just because Canelo spars with heavyweights and shit, like fucking Frank Sanchez, doesn't mean he gonna beat Macaboo, in my opinion. You know, then that's kind of like, it's kind of like with Bud too. It's like, I feel like once he feels because Canelo don't got that power like that after the hand surgery, and we've seen it with like Jermell Charlo and people like Ryder. He still got the pop, and he can still draw people, but like once he feels that, or maybe he gets dropped, then he's gonna realize like, fuck, like this isn't gonna go how I wanted to.
Yeah, I think that's. I feel you on that, round one. Yeah, I think there's them first few shots, and if he can't keep his quicks about him, because on top of and I know everybody's making a big deal about Canelo's power, but the nigga also can box. The nigga,
that's
true. He also can fight, man. He can fight. He can box.
This is the only way.
But if Bud
winning, if he maybe outboxes picking him, but at the same time, I don't know if he can. He needs to do what Bivol did and just like back Canelo.
He can't do what Bivol
did. Round one. It's not going to be in a fucking 22-foot fucking ring.
Hey,
or a 24-foot fucking ring.
Hey, Caleb Plant was doing good though.
It ain't.
Caleb Plant, look. Caleb Plant was doing pretty good, frustrating Canelo
until he wasn't. He was doing real good
until he wasn't. That's right.
But he's gonna frustrate Canelo
Then it ended pretty quickly.
Nah, bro. So it could be different too.
I know.
But Bud's gonna expand off that because he's a better fighter.
Slick always points this out
Yeah, but
because I like Slick.
if the ring,
Wait, Mark. Slick always points this out too. Like Bud is a guy that likes to like want to get his hit back too and shit, right? So it's like,
yeah,
oh man, we might.
But in an 18-foot ring, that's going to be impressive if Bud can stay away from Canelo because he'll be able to cut that ring off pretty fucking easy, I reckon, in an 18-foot ring compared to 22-foot or whatever. You know, that's a big difference.
We gonna see, man. We gonna see, man. I'm
We're
gonna be
gonna
praying for
see.
Bud. But boy,
I'm praying for Punch. I'm praying for Punch because if Bud loses.
Bud loses, it's a wrap.
Punch gonna need. Punch gonna need therapy and shit, boy. He's gonna be fucking.
Punch did the live last time, and I was up there with him.
Gonna have to take time off from work, and he's gonna have to go to therapy, and he's
Mark.
He's gonna have rehabilitation process.
Punch gonna crash out.
He's gonna need some recovery time. He's gonna need some.
Punch gonna crash out.
Poor fella.
He's not gonna be mentally there.
Come on, Punch, come back up.
Good question, man. Yeah, man. Damn, man. I believe in Bud. I believe in him. I don't
just believe. I know Bud's gonna win.
Well, what did you say? What did you say? You said who we got?
Huh?
Rob? Did you ask who we got?
No. I said I know Bud's gonna win because Heavyback said he believes, but I said I know for certain. I know for certain.
Okay.
I believe in Bud. I believe in Bud.
You bet everything you got on Bud then, because there'll be pretty good odds on that shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna bet the house on Bud now.
And then when you lost everything you got, you come up here and so we can laugh at you.
Shout out Mr. AGR still here with us. He said this fight falls down to one thing only. If Bud shots have no effect on, they're not, bro. Then fight's over.
They're not going to have. They're not going to.
They're not. If light heavyweight shots don't really have an effect on Canelo, you think Bud's is? Fuck no.
And then talking about Canelo getting knocked out or stopped.
And the only one here that thinks that Bud going to win is the cunt that, or not. Don't use that word. He's a dude that thinks that running fucking boxers are the greatest in the world, like Shakur and fucking Devin.
Oh my God, Shakur isn't a runner.
Dancing queens. That's what Rob likes. He likes dancing queens. Dancing queens.
Man. They just want carnage. You know what I'm saying? You got to understand. They some Tim Zoo.
Yeah. I want to see some punch the fuck out of each other. Like Casino said, crash out. Either
4 fighters who just throw.
Like just
I like
kamikaze.
Shakur's like
kamikaze motherfuckers. Just fucking go in and fucking kill.
They want motherfuckers whose brains are gonna be fried by the time they 50.
Couldn't give a fuck and not my brain.
See what I'm saying?
I just want entertainment. Smash fuck out of each other. Bro. Fuck this running shit.
It's like anime. Like I like when Shakur.
Oh my God! Stop talking now. Stop talking. If you say you like anime, you might as well just stop talking right now. Oh my fucking God. Anime.
Yeah, Shakur's like an anime.
I hate to see the porn you're looking at, Rob.
They say that shit for Rob
that's
channel.
Just shocking.
I mean, Slick channel. Say that shit for Slick channel. I don't want to hear none of that bullshit.
So take it on the Punches channel.
yeah, for sure. Them some anime motherfuckers. All right, man. I'm gonna wrap this shit up though, man. I gotta get the hell up out of here, man. Man, I sure appreciate y'all for hanging out with your boy.
This is a great talk, bro.
For sure, man. Always is. That was a spur of the moment type shit for me tonight.
Heavy.
You never know when your boy be back.
Man. Oh, that's good. I haven't been on one of your fucking lives for ages, Heavy. Fucking appreciate that. When you said it, I thought, oh, fucking beauty. It's exercising time here. Still only like half past. It's 3:22 in the afternoon here, mate. I'm fucking primed. We could get going another 3 hours if you want.
Man, shit, I'm about to lay it down. It's 3 a.m. over here where I'm at.
Yeah, I know.
I just had the energy for some reason tonight, man. But Mark Wynn, I appreciate you, Nectar of the Gods. My guy, Rob's in the building. Jab like Shakur. I appreciate you, Mr. AG. Mr. AGR. My first time seeing you here, man. I appreciate you hitting that subscribe button, man, and commenting and being a part of the conversation. Shout out everybody that was in the chat tonight. All the homies.
How many subs you got
Charlie
now?
B-Boy.
How many subs you got now? 30?
I haven't checked in a while. It's no, it's like over 12. It's over 12K, man. So I want to thank everybody who has subbed to the channel. I just hit 10K. That was like back in October. So to be here at 12K, not too far. Well, we're about 6-7 months in. So and I haven't been pumping out as much content this year. So I'm still.
You've been a lazy motherfucker lately.
Yeah. Hey man, well listen. What people don't realize about this YouTube shit, you make enough on this YouTube shit to pay for the YouTube shit and maybe a phone bill. There's no money in this shit. I gotta work. You know,
once you get to 200,000 subscribers,
I thought you had like $100,000 or something like that. Heavy bag.
Oh man, shit. Man. You talking about 6 figures? I mean, with
that's pocket change. That's pocket change. That's what he takes to Vegas when he goes to the fights at RC. $100,000. Fuck,
shout out RC. I'll be in Vegas, man.
That's just gambling money, bro.
Oh, and shout out Brian Norman Sr. Just in case you do see this, man. He's got me for the homecoming fight for Brian Norman Jr. I'll be in the fight there too. So shout out my guy Brian Norman Sr. who's gonna look out for your boy. Mark
Brian Norman Jr., the new face of boxing.
Oh my gosh.
Hey Rob gonna be surprised once Junior beats Haney, man. That's just gonna fuck you up, bro.
He's not better than Haney. He's not beating Haney.
Rob,
okay.
You need to just relax, Rob.
November be here before you know it.
You ring us when you go into therapy after fucking Haney gets KO'd by fucking Norman Jr. You just ring us and let us know you're okay.
Rob, I'm taking gentlemen's bets on that Canelo versus Crawford too, just in case you want a little gentleman $25. You know,
I'll bet $800. I'll put $800 in there.
Huh?
I said I'll put $800 in there.
800?
800, yeah.
Oh, well, do that with FanDuel. I'm talking about between me and you. I do a little gentleman $25 bet.
You want to bet 800 on Crawford?
Yeah, Mark. Yeah, motherfucker, your old ass. He said 800.
Fuck. Hey, I'll take that bet. Hey, I'll sort out a fucking thingy. Lilu, whatever the fuck. I'll have a share of that shit. Fuck yeah, I'll have a share of that shit.
On Haney. It's all on Haney.
Oh, on Haney?
Yeah. No,
I said Canelo
you go
Crawford.
Haney. Canelo Crawford.
Oh, Canelo?
Yeah, he said he said he was betting the house on Bud. So I was talking about
Canelo I thought he said Haney.
Oh yeah, 800 on Haney and house on Bud.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh my God. Oh, let me sort out my fucking. I need to get a Cash App fucking thing or something, whatever the fuck where you can. I want to link up with you, brother.
We got
I'll take that bet.
Huh?
We got a bet.
I would have to think about it.
Oh, okay, well, you can get back with me. Shout out Throwing Straight Facts. Me and him got a bet. Hey, bro, I probably got I got a lot of money out here right now on Canelo, bro. Collectively.
Okay, I need to link up with Rob because I'll take that 800 on fucking versus Norman versus Haney. Fuck yeah, I'll take that off your hands.
Shout out round 1, man. Gil, Jab Queen that came through, Charlie B, Adam. Appreciate the love, man. Everybody who came through, of course, Punch Talk, Flawless Mentality, Unk. I appreciate you, man. That's it for your boy on this one, man. I am getting the hell out of here. You guys got some shout outs you want to give before you get out of here?
Oh no, just shout out to the Father, Son, Holy Spirit. You know, shout out to God. What's you call? Shout out to Bud and Haney because they're taking those dubs. And shout out to Shakur. He taking the dub next week. And yeah.
Word.
Well done. I'll give a couple of shout. I'll give a shout out to fucking Rob for that 800 American he's about to fucking send me when Norman beats fucking Haney. I'll give a shout out to you, Heavy, for coming live now. It was brilliant, mate. It's always good to talk to you and the rest of the chat, DJ. I missed RC. He should have come up, but anyway, then because we could have got a tank. But and Punch. And shout out to him when he's got to pay for that therapist when fucking Canelo beats fucking Bud. I love this shit, eh? So more of it, Heavy. More of it.
All right.
Yeah, shout out to Heavy.
Thank you, brothers.
Slick, by the way.
My man. Appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate the love. I'm gonna get with y'all later. All right, man. Thanks, guys. Thanks, everybody. Great show tonight, man. Always a ton of fun. Again, thanks for the panel. Thanks to everybody. About to do the intro again. If you do want to be a part of the intro, get with me. Follow me on Twitter at HeavyBagTV and Instagram at HeavyBagTV. And DM me on Instagram. 5-10 second video shouting out the channel, and I promise you, I'll get you in the intro outro. That's all I got for y'all on this one, man. Big T.O. Heavy Bag. I am out of here. Oh, let me hit you with my drop before I go. I'm out of here.
You've seen him. You know how strong he is.
Heavy Boxing TV.
Heavy Bag Boxing TV. That's my little bro.
Heavy Bag Boxing TV.
So what's up to my man Heavy Bag Boxing?
My boy at Heavy Bag Boxing TV.
Subscribe to Heavy Bag Boxing TV.
Get at my boy Heavy Bag Boxing TV.
Heavy Bag Boxing, all right? You heard it from me. You heard it here first.
Heavy Bags Boxing. Stay out of Norfolk, baby. Let's go.
What's up, y'all? Shout out to Heavy Bag Boxing TV.
Skunk 412 in the building. Shout out to my guy Tio, Heavy Bag Boxing TV. Get your bitch ass in here and hit this bag.
Just go ahead and subscribe to Heavy Bag Boxing TV because he be lit on his channel, no cap.
You are now watching Heavy Bag Boxing TV. Hit the bag.
Shout out to Heavy Bag Boxing TV. Get in here and hit the bag, baby.
You are tuned in to Heavy Bag Boxing. Get your and hit this bag, dude.
You tuning in to Heavy Bag TV. Make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to the channel.
Hey, yo. Get your dumb ass in here and hit this bag.
Shout out to Heavy Bag Boxing. It's the one and only Blazer Flair. Woo!
Yo, what's up? It's your boy Zach, Super Judah, 6-time champion world. I'm giving a big shout out to my home team, Heavy Bag TV. You heard? Keep it live.
This is Showtime Sean Porter. You are watching Heavy Bag Boxing.
Thank you for watching my dad on Heavy Bag TV.